as their new head basketball coach. Miller, of course, comes from Xavier, but he also coached at Arizona. Spurs are back in action tonight. They're in Detroit taking on the Pistons. Spurs have won 3 in a row and are just 3 games out of that play-in tournament. And Incarnate Word takes on Illinois State tonight in the semifinals of the college basketball invitation. They will tip at 6.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy.
Happy
Taco Tuesday.
Is it Taco Tuesday?
It is.
Taco Tuesday.
It is. It is Taco Tuesday.
You got any tacos today?
Not yet.
No, are you going to?
I'm 99.99% sure there will be tacos at the house tonight.
Tacos at the house tonight. I'm not sure that there'll be tacos at my house tonight.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. Haven't really talked to Maggie about that.
I haven't talked to Joanna, but this morning I did notice that there was a pound of Axis ground deer meat that was defrosting.
Well, I know I won't have tacos with Axis ground meat. I know that for sure.
You have no idea.
I'm just saying I don't have any, so are you going to give me some?
If you would actually eat it, I would give you some.
I'll be okay.
Dude, I'm telling you, I did some Axis steaks the other day. And I know you're scared to death of deer meat.
I don't like deer meat. I'm not scared of it. I just don't like it.
But you've never had Axis
I've never
meat.
had Axis. No, I have not.
Now, until I shot an Axis in November, I'd never had Axis either. And venison to me has been hit or miss depending on who has made it and how it's done. But everything that I heard about Axis was no gaminess at all. So in the sausage that I've had, the backstrap, the beef sticks, all phenomenal. Phenomenal. But I tried some fillets the other night. There was a couple different things. And I was like, I'm just going to do these all the same on the Traeger, seared them. But the filet mignons that I had were incredible. And I didn't do buttermilk or any of that kind of stuff because I wanted to, are these gamey or not? So just straight out of the package, seasoned them, smoked them, seared them, perfection. Those fillets were incredible. You would enjoy those.
See, here's the thing, Minix. You shot the Axis, so
Yeah.
you're obligated to eat it.
I'm not obligated
You
to
are
eat it.
obligated
I'm
to
obligated to give it away to make sure it doesn't go to waste.
You are obligated to eat it.
But if I didn't like it, I wouldn't eat it a second time. And the ground, you can't tell the difference. You can't. And my wife is the same way. I did some Axis burgers. She had no idea until it was over. And was saying, man, these are good. What'd you do different? What seasoning did you use? Is what she asked me. Not, this meat doesn't taste like beef. It's beef.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're enjoying that Axis.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm happy for you, Jason. Happy for Joanna. That's fantastic. You guys just keep enjoying your Axis.
But I'll bring you some.
No, I'm good. I don't have time this week anyway, so.
The good news is it can go in the freezer.
Well, it can, but it's in your freezer, so
It is.
I'd hate to interrupt the freezing process to transfer from one to the other.
But
so.
now you're extremely weird about, like, if I bring any food, you're like, well, what is this?
Well,
Do you trust me or not?
I don't remember the last time you brought any food, to be honest with you, so I'm not sure that the last time. Pledge, do you remember the last time Minix brought any food in here?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
When?
Well, Pledge gets it. You don't.
Well, what the hell?
It was Axis.
It was Axis. And it was that sausage that they did with some cheddar, which is incredible.
Right. Yeah.
You're like, man, it looks good. It smells good, but I'll try some in a minute.
It's Axis.
And I'll try some in a minute. And I'll try some in a minute. 5 hours later, it was gone, and you were like, well, damn it, I was going to eat some.
One of these days, you just got to bring it, and I'll know it's something exotic, but don't tell me what it is. I'll eat it, and then we'll go from there. Look, I try things. Let's try those nasty gizzards.
You keep going back to gizzards.
Well, I did, and
I mean,
tried that. I've tried tripas one time that I knew what the hell they were, and I said, you got to try these. Okay, I'll try them. I'll try just about anything once.
Except Axis.
No, I'll try it.
All right, so if I bring you some steaks, you'll tell me how you and Maggie enjoyed them?
Sure. Are you going to cook them?
Do you want me to cook them, or do you want to grill your own?
No, you cook them.
All right.
I will say they look pretty good.
They look fantastic.
On the picture that you took.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I just cook them like a regular steak,
I cooked them like a regular steak.
All right.
Smoked them and seared them.
I can do that. And if it's a filet, it's not that big anyway, so if I don't like it, here, dogs.
I mean, I do think, as hesitant as you are on this, that if you didn't know what it was, you would enjoy it and be like, oh, well, I will eat that again.
You're probably right, because I'll be honest with you, the first time I ever tried bison meat, I didn't know what it was.
Yep.
And I had no clue, and then somebody told me, and I said, well, man, it's really good. So that's kind of the way I have to do it sometimes. If you get something stuck in your head and you're like, oh, man. Because I just don't. I've never gotten used to the taste of just deer meat, and I just don't like it. I've tried it different ways. People have cooked it different ways, and I just don't like it. So
the gaminess of it, and I get it. I'm the same way. I mean, buttermilk be damned. There's times, and of some of the things that I have shot through the years, some are really good. Some I probably won't do that again. Right? Black buck, antelope, fantastic.
Huh.
I'm glad you guys keep track of stuff. Josh Jimenez says the last item Minix brought was the Doritos beef jerky.
Yeah, that was nasty.
That was nasty. You are correct. I'm glad you guys keep notes at home, because we sure as hell can't remember all that stuff.
Well, the only reason I didn't try that is because I tried chili cheese Frito beef jerky, and it was awful. So I figured, well, if that's awful, so is that.
The Doritos beef jerky, save yourself the money. Don't buy it. That was awful.
Yeah, don't buy the chili cheese Frito either.
I guess any chipped flavored beef jerky is probably bad.
Yeah, well, it is.
But sometimes you look at some flavors and you go, that should be pretty good. Like I keep seeing people post, apparently Bluebell has a new flavor out. I haven't tried it yet. Banana fudge.
Huh. That didn't sound bad.
It doesn't sound bad at all. But I've seen mixed reviews on social media. Go figure. Something on social media and it's split. But banana fudge sounds really good, but are you going to buy a half gallon to find out you don't like it?
Well, no, I mean, you don't have to. But last time I was in H-E-B and bought ice cream, I think it was an H-E-B brand, and it was root beer float.
Yeah?
It was fantastic.
Well, yeah.
I love root beer floats, and this was great.
Did you add root beer?
No, you don't have to.
It's just everything's right there.
It's there.
But isn't the fun of
the
the root beer float is the vanilla ice cream with the root beer and the frozen mug?
I get it, but I mean, I like root beer floats, and this was a better way. I can just scoop it out and eat it.
Yeah.
And I don't have any root beer at the house and didn't want to buy any.
Okay.
So
I'm with you.
Not opposed to a root beer, though.
Every now and then.
Yeah, I enjoy root beer.
Every now and then.
Yeah. It's good. A big red. Every now and then, I'll have a big red.
Do you finish the whole thing, or you realize about 3 sips in this was the reason I don't have this every day?
No, dude. Look, I don't drink sodas a lot, but every now and then, especially on a Sunday morning, a big red.
And a taco?
Absolutely.
A barbacoa taco?
It can be barbacoa.
I mean, that should be a festival.
I'm not.
Wait.
I like barbacoa tacos, but I'm typically a carne asada guy. And Big Red tastes pretty good with that, too.
I'm with you.
So
Corwin on our YouTube says the banana fudge is awesome. It looks good. I want to try it.
I'll try it. I love ice cream, dude. I'm an ice cream guy.
Mm-hmm.
I really like ice cream. Drumsticks.
Oh, those are the best.
They're the best.
Dude, I saw something, and they don't have it at H-E-B. I'm trying to remember what they But basically, it's a bag of the tips of the drumstick ice cream that has the little chocolate fudge in
That's
there.
it?
That's it.
Oh, wow.
That's it. They sell those. That's all they are.
I could do that. I'd probably eat the whole bag.
And I went. I'm sure that's the idea when they sell it to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I love a drumstick too. That's the best part when you get to the end and you get that little. I looked at HEB.com and they didn't have it.
Huh.
On the app.
Well, they'll have it.
Eventually.
HEB has everything.
Not this.
Well, not that.
Not that.
Well, they better get it. Now that you mention it, everybody's going to be running to find it.
I will look it up because I saw somebody post about it on Instagram. I'm like, what is that?
Wow.
And I looked online to see if it's here, and it wasn't on the HEB app.
It'll be there shortly.
Better be.
It will be.
Better be. Better be. Longhorns have a new basketball coach. Busy day on the 40 acres. They go from introducing Sean Miller as the new head basketball coach to pro days. Quinn Ewers set to work out live on the SEC network. We'll talk about that coming up. There's some Cowboy news to get into as well. The idea of trading for a backup quarterback. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Same names. Story heating up. Is that how the Cowboys solve QB2 and not in the draft? Do they work a trade? Let's talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know me, excuse me, listen to this show enough. You know the Roo Pub is my go-to spot. No better place to go watch any big game than at the Roo with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, whether it's basketball, baseball starts on Thursday, all the fights. And when you get into the Roo Pub, go hungry. The food is fantastic. You want a great bison burger like Ryan Eagle? Get over to the Roo Pub. Wednesday night, they have steak night. $19.95. You get a 12-ounce Minix ribeye with your potato salad, the whole works. Can't beat that deal. They got the biggest and best wings in town. Great salads, I'm told, appetizers, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub, just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access from $49.9. That's right, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens this Saturday. 1 day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at just $49.9. Call now to secure your private tour this Saturday. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for event day specials and our helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. Get your piece of this coastal paradise. 210-853-0389.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice. Because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely. And you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. That's exactly what I did. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home evaluation. That's Orchard.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along, whether you're listening on 94.1, one of the apps online, watching on YouTube. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel and comment there like Dylan said Target has those cone tips.
Oh, wow.
I looked them up on Instagram. They're called Muddy Bites.
Target has them.
Apparently
All
Target
right.
has
Well, there you go.
So
Stop by Target.
HEB does not. And I don't know if they're the same or not. I don't care. Those look phenomenal. And if you go to their Instagram page, like I just did, you can realize you can eat them right out of the bag. There's video of somebody basically using it like cereal, dumping it in a bowl with some milk.
It's not bad, but they're cold, right? I mean, they have to be.
Yeah. And then there's others that were using them on vanilla ice cream like as a topping. Multi-use Muddy Bites.
I like that.
Cone tips. Either way.
Right out of the bag.
Right out of the bag.
Yeah. Well, problem solved. You see, that's why, you listen to the show, and we rely on you folks that are out there. Whether you're on YouTube or driving around or listening on an app, whatever you're doing. See, Minix and I need your help, too.
Well, but we also know, we don't know, other people out there going, oh, my God, that sounds awesome. What are those? Where are they? Where can I get them? And as a community, we come together and we solve the world's problems in less than 5 minutes.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Absolutely.
I mean, there are jobs out there where people are literally saving lives, and then there's us.
And we're literally saving people's taste buds.
We are saving lives. Look, during the whole shutdown, we were considered essential. Why, I don't know, but we were. Essential work from home, anyway.
Yes, well, yes. I was. I didn't get to work from home.
You could have worked from home. You wanted to get the hell out of the house.
Well, that too, but no, I didn't because I didn't know how to. Here, truth be told,
technology
right?
problems.
Technology, right? And they talked about it. That, Joe, we're going to send you home, and you can do sports from home. This is back in the TV days.
Obviously.
I said, well, okay. Is somebody going to come over and set that up? No. We can't send anybody over there. I said, well, I guess we're screwed then because I guess I'll just be coming back into the station.
Yeah.
I'm not going to set that stuff up.
Yeah. It's complicated.
Yes.
Complicated. Trust me. I know because like day after tomorrow when we're setting up in Las Vegas at Circa Las Vegas, you're going to look and go, does this go into the wall right here? Yes, Joe, that's an electric cord. Plug
I'm not even going to say that. I'm just going to watch.
Yes. Yeah, trust me, we all know.
That's all I'm going to do.
We all know. You just sit there and look good.
Yep, that's all I do.
That's all you do.
I do that damn good, too.
I mean, you keep telling yourself that.
I do.
I mean, we all have our lots in life.
Yes.
Yeah. You're just making sure that the hair does not move in the wind if there's a breeze.
Doesn't matter. You think a Las Vegas breeze is going to mess up this dew? Come on.
You're the only guy I know that can jump in the water and come out and your hair is not wet.
And it's like a hood, like just rolls off.
It just rolls off. It's like that. What's it, Rain-X, that bubbles up on your car? That's what water does to Ryan Eagle's hair.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. It's insane.
It rolls right off.
A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the idea of the Cowboys making a trade for their backup quarterback position, and Joe Milton's name popped up. Obviously, right now with New England, most of us in San Antonio that don't follow Tennessee Volunteer football, you think of that dude and what he did to UTSA. There's another report out today, this one from Brian Broaddus from the Fan up in Dallas, a very well-known and plugged-in Cowboys insider who is saying maybe the Cowboys need to make a trade for Joe Milton. If you look at all the areas that the Cowboys have worked on this offseason, backup quarterback they haven't addressed. Now, you might say they're going to draft somebody. There's some that say, there's a guy going through a pro day right now in Austin whose head coach is talking, of all people, to Mike Vrabel. I don't know why Vrabel is there. But either way, now Sarkis talking to Chris Del Conte, who's had quite a day. But could the Cowboys draft Quinn Ewers? Or do they make a trade to make sure they're getting the guy that they feel like they want just to secure the backup quarterback position? Because, let's face it, at this point, you've got to approach the season as when Dak Prescott gets hurt, not if Dak Prescott gets hurt.
So, do you really think this is the guy? Like, I can see Jerry and Steven going, yeah, that's the guy. We got to get that guy. I mean, seriously.
Well,
I saw what he did to UTSA, but okay.
No.
That makes him a good player?
I look at...
There's a reason the Patriots don't want him.
Because they've got their guy.
Well, sure. So do the Cowboys.
They've got their guy. I look at... I'll go back when Stephen Jones said...
We're going to be selectively aggressive.
I said that means they're going to be cheap. That's what that means. And you look at what they've done, for the most part, they've been cheap. A lot of one-year, low-risk deals, selectively aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that means cheap. You can go find that video on our Instagram page somewhere at SA Sports Star. You probably don't have to scroll that far because that was just a couple of weeks ago. But he said that in my video. What the hell does that mean? It means he's going to be cheap. So my guess is they're studying all the available quarterbacks or quarterbacks they think they could make available, and who's going to be the least expensive of those guys, who's the best of the cheap ones that are available. And Milton does fit that bill. I don't, like you're all like, all right, yeah, I think I'd rather have a guy that's got a year in the NFL than one that I'm plucking right out of the draft and saying you're quarterback too.
Well, there's not much difference, honestly. He's been in a system. But I don't know how cheap this is. According to this article I'm reading, the Patriots want a third-round draft pick for this guy.
Well, that isn't going to happen, but the Cowboys gave up a fourth-round pick for Trey Lance.
That's what I'm saying. And for Jonathan Mingo, by the way.
Yeah.
And they don't have any fourth-rounders, or maybe they would offer the Patriots that, because those seem to be throwaways in Cowboysville.
I could see where the Patriots might say, give us a third, and they're going to take a fifth, because I think Milton was a sixth-round pick. So if you're the Patriots, you're gaining an extra fifth. The Cowboys have a lot of those. There's no way they give up a third-round pick, at least not in this year's draft, because their first 3 rounds, they better hit home runs on those picks with guys that can make an impact this year, and that's not at the backup quarterback position.
Well, look, they've got to have somebody, right? And Joe Milton just doesn't excite me at all. If something happens to Dak Prescott, then, well, just we'll wait till next year.
And if
that's basically that's what's going to happen. But you didn't have that problem. If you say they're cheap, how in the hell do you let Cooper Rush get away? I mean, seriously. We don't talk enough about that. You talk about some bonehead moves the Cowboys make.
Yep.
How do you let Cooper Rush get away? And now you have no clue what you got Will Grier and Joe Milton? Whoa! I'm excited.
All right. Name me a franchise who you're excited about who the backup quarterback is. Nobody. I mean,
Baltimore.
So after Cooper Rush gets fired, you decide you like Cooper Rush. I'm with you, but I mean,
it's not that I like Cooper Rush. He was dependable. You knew what you were getting.
Yes.
Cowboys have no clue. If something happens to Dak, you have no idea what's going to happen.
But I know my expectations, whether it be Cooper Rush or Joe Milton or Joe Reinagel, if Dak is hurt, the Cowboys season is essentially over. I mean, he might be able to keep the boat afloat for a little while, but eventually it's going to sink, right? So how much, if you're the Cowboys, and you've already told us.
We're going to be selectively aggressive.
Which means cheap as hell at a lot of positions, then Joe Milton's going to be half the price of Cooper Rush. And if you think your end result is the same, if something happens to Dak Prescott, why would you invest big money into backup quarterback? And this is history talking as well. Because there was a time when Romo was at a stage in his career when it wasn't if he gets hurt, but it's when and for how long. And the Cowboys invested a ton of money in backup quarterbacks like Kyle Orton and whatnot. And that didn't pan out for Jerry going with high-priced backup quarterbacks, so I don't see him doing that again.
Well, look, I mean, at least you knew with Cooper Rush, and if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't 2023 because I think Dak played most of those games, right? But 2022,
yep.
What was he, 5-1?
Yep.
When Dak was out?
Yeah.
And I don't think he did a bad job this year. It's just that the entire team was decimated. You can't sit here and tell me that you wouldn't be more comfortable with a Cooper Rush than you would be with a Joe Milton.
Oh, I'm not trying to say that at all because, as you recall, I was a little mad when they let Cooper Rush go because he is a game-ready backup quarterback. That's what he is. But when you see what Baltimore paid him, and granted, most of that's never going to find his bank account, but even the guaranteed money that is, knowing the Cowboys, not saying this is what I would do, but knowing what the Cowboys are doing, they're being cheap, and they're going to be cheap in areas with positions they don't expect to use or hope to use or expect much out of if something were to happen to Dak, and that is the backup quarterback position. So would I rather go with a Joe Milton? And my guess is that when that trade is made, if that trade is made, we're going to hear about what they thought of him coming out. They loved him coming out. They were looking at going, and it just didn't fall their way. Now they get a chance to go get him because they seem to say that about everybody. But if they're looking at the area that they think they could go draft a quarterback, and where they're comfortable drafting a quarterback in this upcoming draft, which is less than a month away, versus a Joe Milton, would they rather have a Joe Milton than a complete rookie? My guess is they would rather have a Joe Milton, and they're going to make that trade.
Well, look, I'm not mad at him for making a trade for a guy that's expendable because that's basically what Joe Milton's going to be. You don't want to draft a quarterback now as a rookie. It just doesn't seem to make any sense to do that because he's not going to take over for Dak Prescott. You're nailed to this guy for the next 4 years.
Yep.
So you're not going to – it makes no sense to draft a quarterback, a Quinn Ewers or anybody else. It just doesn't because they're just going to languish. And then by the time Dak's contract's up, guess what? It's time to pay that guy. And are you going to do that? Or would you rather wait and draft a quarterback 2 years from now that you think can be the guy after Dak? Or not. So a Joe Milton in that respect makes sense because he's not a long-term solution. He may be a year solution, maybe 2, and that's it. So I'm just saying that I don't understand when there's certain positions, and I think we both agree the quarterback position is probably the most important. To have a quality backup that is ready to go is valuable. And Will Grier and Joe Milton don't fit that bill. They just don't. Or the jury's out. I'll put it that way. I won't say they don't fit the bill, but the jury's certainly out. You knew what you had in Cooper Rush. Why do you think Baltimore's paying him what they're paying him? They know that, and they think a backup quarterback's pretty important in case something happens to Lamar Jackson. So I think there's some ways you can go cheap, and there's some where you just can't. And in this case, I think they really screwed the pooch by not paying Cooper Rush to stick around.
But again, being cheap, Cooper Rush, 2 years, $6 million. And that $6 million part is guaranteed. I think his deal with incentives could be worth up to what, 12? Milton's making $960,000 this year.
Well, sure.
And next year he'll make just over $1 million.
And you get what you pay for.
Well, I mean, again, if you're taking advantage of a guy on his rookie deal versus a guy that's been in the league for damn near 10 years. I mean, right now, Milton and, I don't know, Brock Purdy are basically making the same amount of money.
Yeah, they are.
Right? So,
but who would you rather have? I mean, obviously, right?
Yeah,
I mean, okay.
But again, though, taking advantage of guys on their rookie deals that have the potential of being the guy. I'm not saying that's what I would have done if I were the Cowboys, but I'm saying that's what it looks like the Cowboys are doing, which is why I'm not surprised that they would rather go trade for somebody else's backup quarterback than risk having to take one in the draft in case that guy doesn't work out. You know, there's a little bit more knowledge. He's been in an NFL system, and you're not saving the draft pick because you're going to give one up, but I wouldn't give up a third. He was a 6th-round pick. I wouldn't give up more than the 5th. In fact, I'd try to get, here's your 6th back for your guy. I mean, honestly, but it's the Cowboys, so they'll overpay.
I'm sure that they will. And again, it doesn't make sense to draft a quarterback. It just doesn't, because you've got a quarterback for the next 4 years. So it makes no sense to draft for one. I agree with going out and trading for a backup quarterback. I just think that they had one that was there, and sometimes you gotta pay to keep the good stuff around.
Playing complete devil's advocate. You and I both, and a gazillion other talk show hosts, have hammered Jerry time and time again for not drafting a quarterback just to see what you've got. And again, you go back, Dak Prescott was never drafted to be the guy.
Nope.
In fact, if Romo doesn't get hurt and little Kellen Moore doesn't get hurt, who knows where and what Dak Prescott might be right now, right? I mean, that guy could be out of the league or in the UFL or whatever, right? Well, I mean, at some point, but is this drafting a guy like Joe Milton? Isn't this what we've been asking Jerry to do? Take a late-round quarterback almost every year just to see what you have, because you never know. And with Cooper Rush, you know his limitations and his ceiling. He's never going to be a starter. With Milton, you never know.
I would have to go back and revisit where was Romo at in his contract situation. That's where I'd want to go, because did he have 4 years remaining on his contract at that time? I don't believe he did. So you drafted Dak Prescott, hoping he can sit there for a while and eventually take over. That's what you drafted him for. You weren't expecting both of those guys to get hurt. He goes in and he plays well. So I'm just saying it doesn't make a lot of sense to draft a guy, because the time Dak leaves, this guy is going to be time to pay this guy. So it doesn't really help you at all. You draft a quarterback when you think it's just about his time to take over.
But now you get a chance to get a rookie quarterback by way of trade who's got 3 years left on his deal. If you think that guy can be the guy, you've already got 3 years with him, and it's time to move on from Dak Prescott. In a lot of ways, this is what we've been wanting Jerry to do for a long time. He's just doing it a different way, because the Cowboys aren't the one actually making the draft here. They're making a trade, but the end result could be you have a guy in the system backing up, low money, and could he be the one that takes over?
But if he is, that's my whole point. If that's your scenario 3 years down the road, guess what? It's going to be time to pay Joe Milton. He's not going to be on his rookie deal anymore.
Well, no, but you know what you have for 3 years if he's worth paying or not. It's the Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers situation.
Well, I'm not sure that that's what this is, but
well,
I mean, again, he's the third-string quarterback in New England.
Yep,
he's dispensable, and that's why they want to trade him. And so he obviously Drake May's the guy, and they got to back up. And guess what? There's Joe Milton. Well, he's out there dangling away. We might as well try to get something for him. And that's what all I'm saying. If you're expecting a lot from Joe Milton, maybe you get it. Maybe you get lucky. Or maybe you just get Joe Milton, who is, I don't know, Trey Lance 2.0.
It's possible. But he's $960,000 versus $3 million.
Okay.
And the Cowboys are?
We're going to be selectively aggressive.
Which means cheap as hell.
Yes. Well, they're doing that.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, they're not being cheap up there in Austin. Think about what they're paying their new basketball coach. Sean Miller officially introduced. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is heading to Vegas, and you're coming with us. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas for Mega March, March 27th through the 30th. Catch baseball's opening day and all the hoops action at the world's largest sports book. Then take the party to Stadium Swing with 6 pools and a massive 143-foot screen. Book now at CircaLasVegas.com with promo code BLITZ and join us at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, sun, spirits, and a sure bet for an unforgettable time.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing, and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
Spring has sprung, and so have the deals at Kohl's Spring Savings Event. I just got a comfy tee for just $7.99, a cute swimsuit for $19.99, 40% off patio furniture from my backyard, and so much more. So don't wait. These deals are too good to miss. Hurry over to Kohl's to save big on warm weather essentials during their Spring Savings Event today. Select styles. Offers end March 30th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Rox Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rox the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rox has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rox know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit RoxDiscountVitamins.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414. 800-895-1414.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's Buyers.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too and hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Fly by England and sponsored by Ancira.com and PBL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Countdown is on for the 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four. April 4th through the 7th, downtown San Antonio. Don't miss the NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest presented by Capital One, a sports wonderland with interactive games, giveaways, celebrity appearances, and so much more. You can enjoy team open practices at the Reese's Final Four Friday. Rock out to the March Madness Music Festival featuring Pitbull, Jelly Roll, and Chris Stapleton. And then, of course, you can tune into the men's and women's basketball watch parties at the tip-off tailgate. We can also save you money on FanFest tickets. 50% off tickets when you use code AlphaMedia25 at ncaa.com/MFF for Men's Final Four /events. If you want that code, call Pledge. He'll give it to you.
That's pretty cool that they got a place down there you can watch the games if you can't get inside.
Well, that's it.
That's
and
awesome.
Again, fun watch party, 50% off tickets. We've got free tickets that we'll give away, too.
Yep.
So you can get 50% off. I'll give everybody that code. Alpha Media 25. Free? Keep it tuned. Your chance to win here coming up.
Yeah, that's what we call a tease, folks.
You like that?
That's what we call a tease in the business.
So much going on that my wife agreed to be one of the volunteers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
For the Final Four?
For the Final Four.
How about that?
She had her orientation the other day and get the hat, the shirt, the lanyard, and the assignments. And, I think she's got 2 days down there at the Fan Fest and doing the dome dribble. And she was like, dude, you've got Final Four stuff and you got Texas Open stuff. I'm not going to see you, so I'm going to go down there and volunteer.
Not bad.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun for her. Sure will.
It's amazing the number of people that volunteer for these events. And you think about for the Final Four event and for the Valero Texas Open.
Yep.
And I know both have a waiting list for volunteers.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is cool.
The Texas Longhorns will not be in the mix to get to San Antonio to actually play in the Final Four, although I'm assuming new head basketball coach Sean Miller will be in San Antonio because all the coaches do come in for the event. But as Chris Del Conte said today, they certainly expect big things from Sean Miller.
It is fitting that we're having this press conference in the Hall of Fame. I think when you walk in the front doors, it says the eyes of Texas are upon you. When you're sitting here and you see all the championship trophies that we've won, and we have a saying around here, the winning traditions of the University of Texas shall not be entrusted to the timid nor the weak. That's how we're judged at this institution. We have incredible coaches here. I look out in the audience, such accomplished coaches, and I can't thank you enough for taking on this challenge at the University of Texas and for you all being here to celebrate what we're all about. We're all about bringing championship coaches to the University of Texas.
I agree. Now, look, we were talking about it. And I'm just asking the question. No opinion here one way or the other necessarily. Everybody was talking about a splash hire.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a splash hire?
Yes.
It is?
Oh, yeah.
Why is that?
Look at Sean Miller's resume.
Well, you don't want to go back too far and look at his resume.
Well, I mean, dude, that guy had the FBI listening into his phone calls, and he didn't get in any trouble. His assistants might have, but he didn't get into any trouble. But he's known as a program builder. Look at what Xavier was right before he got there and what he did immediately once he got to Xavier. He is known as a program builder. He's won a lot. He's been to the Elite Eight. He's been to the Sweet 16. What the dude's never done is gone to the Final Four or lifted a trophy. But he is the kind of guy and the splash hire that I do think Texas was searching for. And Chris Del Conte talked about why Miller is the right fit for UT.
We say the eyes of Texas are upon you. What does that mean? It means, are we living up to the standard that we set forth? And we start to look at the landscape. Who's won at the highest level? When you talk about Coach Miller, he has a 700 winning percentage. Been to 4 Elite Eights, been to 8 Sweet 16s, built a team that was unbelievable history and tradition. Yet, when he left Arizona, he went to Xavier. They had not been in the tournament in 4 years. They were downtrodden. Sweet 16 immediately. Went to tournament appearances in 3 years. You start to think, that's a coach. Competed at the highest level, won at the highest level, and took a program on its way down and said, here you go.
He did a great job with Xavier. And it's a small school. And again, I had no opinion one way or the other. I don't know if it was the splash I was looking for. It probably is the smartest hire perhaps you could make. So in that respect, I think he'll do a good job. He'll have a lot of money here. He'll have an opportunity to build a quality team, and he's got everything here a coach would want.
You look at other options. Now, Chris Del Conte seems to be the kind of guy, and it's wormy. It's wormy. He's going to go hire the next head coach before he fires one, right? Kind of always feels that way, which is, because a lot of coaches won't talk to you. Dude, that job is filled. Don't talk to me until you let that other guy go. But that's not the way CDC does things, man. He's going to announce the firing and the hiring at the same time. I wanted Jay Wright. That would have been a splash hire program builder. I don't know if he got turned down, but that would have been like, you get one guy, who do you want? When Rodney Terry wasn't coming back, I wanted Jay Wright. Sean Miller isn't bad, and he does fit the mold of program builder and splash hire. Was issues at Arizona, got through that unscathed. The NCAA is done with all those investigations, and there's nothing on Sean Miller technically, right? As far as anything in his file, right? It is funny when you hear CDC talk about doing the thorough background check, and you wonder, dude, I can Google and come up with more than what you're claiming here.
And we did a thorough background check for all media that is here, and went through a thorough background check and said, wait a minute. All of us in life has looked what has happened in our journey. And in that journey, there's a bump in the road that you will say, this bump in the road. And for us, when we did a thorough investigation of that, there was not one NC2A report that was found. There was nothing in his background that said this guy is not prepared for this institution, not prepared for this opportunity. Yet, we're always judged in public court of opinion.
Wow, CDC.
FBI's investigating you, bump in the road.
Yeah.
All right?
It was. I mean, he was only doing what is legal now.
Well, that's it. Now it's legal.
That's
so
all he
he's
was doing.
very well prepared for this institution. The guy knows how to spend other people's money wisely.
I don't have a problem with it. I tell you what the folks in Cincinnati do. There's an article in the Cincinnati Enquirer today. It's just blasting this guy for leaving, for Sean Miller for leaving. They claim when nobody else wanted him after his problems in Arizona, Xavier took him on, gave him what he needed.
Yep.
And look, I understand why they're upset. I really do. But there's no way that you're going to turn down the University of Texas if it's offered to you. He took it, and sorry, Cincinnati, or we got to go.
Yeah, well, and that's it. I get Xavier's upset. But when Texas calls, you answer.
There's no doubt in my mind that when you're the flagship school of the state of Texas, your power is limitless. When you're a part of the SEC, it just means more. I don't know if there's a slogan that makes more sense than that. You feel it on football Saturdays. You feel it in this year's Sweet 16 in basketball. For a minute there, I thought all 16 teams were from the SEC. You step away and like, wow. Arguably the greatest conference ever put together is in present time in the SEC when you talk about basketball.
Oh, he's right. And again, Xavier needs to just get on with it. It may not even be Xavier. It's the guy from the Cincinnati Enquirer who's a little bit butthurt by this. But look, if Texas calls, I mean, every Xavier player there, if, I don't know, Florida calls or UConn calls or whoever, they're gone. They're gone, right? I mean, so you can't blame Miller for leaving Xavier to go to one of the premier places in the country. Lots going to be expected of this guy, though, and you wonder, I mean, how long will it take to get Texas into the prominence that they need to be? With the portal and the money that they've got to spend, it shouldn't take that long. And if I'm a Texas alumni, I wouldn't give Miller a long time to get it done.
The honeymoon phase is this weekend.
Yeah.
Quite honestly. The idea that the arrogance in Austin and with Longhorn fans, and I'm including myself in this one, you didn't give Rodney Terry a long leash. You can't give Sean Miller a long leash. And with the portal and NIL money, quick turnarounds you're seeing all the time now. That's the way it is in college basketball right now. And the expectation is you're at least playing the second weekend of the tournament. You're at least going to the Sweet 16. Now, the goal and the hope is you're going into the Final Four and maybe even cutting down nets. But at the very least, you're making it to the Sweet 16. You're not losing in the first four play-in crap. And Rodney Terry, he didn't have a long leash. They gave Sean Miller $2 million a year more than what they were paying Rodney Terry. So the expectation from those bosses and the boosters up there in Austin is we're not losing to a team like Xavier in the first four in Dayton, Ohio. You're at the very least getting to the Sweet 16, or you have been a failure for this season. That's the expectation.
It is the expectation. It should be the expectation. If he doesn't get to the Sweet 16 next year, I don't think his job's in jeopardy. What did they give Terry, 3 years? And he actually got him to the Sweet 16, correct? Am I right about that?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, so I think Sweet 16 is a nice first step. But I think if you're a Texas fan, you expect better than that. So, and I know it's difficult to do. There's a lot of good basketball teams in college basketball. But still, if you're the University of Texas, you're in the SEC, the expectation is Final Four. And I don't see where it comes down from there. And I wouldn't put it anywhere else. It's Final Four or bust.
I don't disagree with that. But you're at least getting to the Sweet 16 or you failed. You do. And the other thing that I think will excite Longhorn fans is the kind of play you expect out of a Sean Miller coach team.
Style of play. And again, I know I'm talking Texas football here. I'm a huge football fan, like I said. But one of the things that captivates me when I have a choice, who do I watch tonight? Well, who's the most exciting and excellent? College basketball is the same way. I believe in an up-tempo style of play. That's something that I've really changed on over the last 4 years. Playing fast doesn't mean playing reckless. In the NBA, there's a 24-second shot clock for a reason, and it's not going to shrink anytime soon. When you look at college basketball and player development being exciting, you could play fast and you can also play smart. But I will tell you that in terms of pace of play and tempo, I promise I'll deliver on not only an exciting style, but I think a style that people and players will love to watch in person, on TV, and most importantly, to be a part of. When you think of our style, in addition to pace, you should think of movement, both ball and player movement, a togetherness on both offense and defense, and most importantly, and I think if you don't have it in this league that we're in, you have zero chance, and that is you better have a great toughness and will about you when you watch us play. You have to compete for it all. Every possession matters. So pace, movement, togetherness, and toughness, I think it really embodies the style that I believe in, and that's the style that we'll play here at Texas.
All right. Now, I just want to ask you both some Pledge, Minix. Does that sound like Steve Sarkisian? It sounds just like the guy. I mean, it kind of sounds just like him, right?
And they look kind of like each other.
Hey, Coach Sarkisian. Hi, buddy. By the way, I found your doppelganger. If you guys know, you guys look a lot alike. It's pretty hilarious.
Now, I don't know how Sark felt about that, but it is true. They do kind of resemble each other. And I swear, when Sean Miller's talking, it sounds a lot like Steve Sarkisian.
You know, and when you're hearing him, although when you watch him, I don't know if there's a man on the planet that sweats more than Sean Miller. Welcome to Austin, although he spent a lot of time in Tucson, but that's one sweaty dude.
Well, everybody sweats in Tucson, don't they?
Dude, not like that. Google image Sean Miller sweating through his shirts, his coats, everything.
I'm not sure I want to do that,
actually. I challenge you.
Yeah.
Look,
I'll have that.
Pledge is doing it for you.
I'll have that Axis steak in lieu of.
Look at that picture Pledge just showed up. That's great radio. Look at that picture Pledge just pulled up. All of you guys are looking deep into your radio. Just trust me, this is a guy that can sweat through a suit.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. He probably stinks, too.
I mean, I'm sure he'll get a nice deodorant NIL deal.
Yeah, but if you sweat all over the place, you need that all-over body stuff. You know, but I don't think people are taking showers anymore. Have you seen those commercials?
Oh, stop.
They got those body, you can put it everywhere, and it's like you just don't stink for like a week. It's like, hey, remember a shower? I do. Nah, we'll just throw on some deodorant over that. Well, Sean Miller, congratulations, buddy.
Mm-hmm. So if you're flying from the United States to China, what is the one thing you make sure you have before you head to the airport? Let's talk about that. Coming up on The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
military veterans, and active duty service members. You could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Matt Roy of News 4 San Antonio reporting today the Bexar County Commissioners are meeting, looking to take the next steps in negotiations between them, the Spurs, and the city for a new Spurs arena. In fact, Bexar County Commissioner Grant Moody says they have about 90 days to get an actual funding structure together in order to get it on the ballot this year. Incarnate Word will face off against Illinois State tonight in the semifinals of the CBI. They will tip things off at 6.
This SportsCenter update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along here on a Tuesday afternoon. Taco Tuesday.
Or, I don't know, it could be a cheeseburger Tuesday. Maybe, I don't know, something else Tuesday. Why does it have to be tacos? Because they start with a T?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, why did tacos take Tuesday instead of Thursday?
Well, because Thursday doesn't have the T. Tuesday's got the T.
Is that what it is?
Tacos.
Uh-huh.
Taco Tuesday. Not Taco Thursday.
Is that what it is? Because it's Thirsty Thursday to start the weekend.
Well, see, you get where we're coming from.
You start off with a Margarita Monday. So what do we have for Wednesday?
Hump Day.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
So you're gearing up for a trip. You got a flight to China. Flying out of LAX. You got your luggage, your ID.
Yeah.
And what?
Money.
Sure. And what else?
I guess you better have your passport, huh?
That would help.
Yeah.
So imagine you're 2 hours into the flight and you realize you forgot your passport. Which, first, how the hell do you get on the plane without your passport?
Good question.
Because you're the pilot. And they assume you have what you need because you're not a passenger. 2 hours into a United flight from LAX to China, the pilot, I guess, realized, oh, crap, I don't have my passport, and turned the plane around.
Dude, I would be, just say, pissed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Pilot comes on there, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a little problem. We've got to turn around. What?
At least the pilot was honest about it. He said, it's quite embarrassing. You think?
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Now,
oh my gosh.
What's crazy is this United Airlines Boeing 787 from L.A. to Shanghai. It turned around and actually went to San Francisco, and they switched out the crew, and then the plane took off. It was only, all said and done, 6 hours behind schedule.
Oh, is that all?
Well, dude, what was that plane that was going over and the toilets clogged and they flew all the way back and those people were delayed 2 days?
Jeez.
This was 6 hours. And you know what the passengers on this flight, all 257 of them, they got a $15 meal voucher.
That's all?
That's it.
Dude, I don't even want to know what airline that is.
United.
Oh, United.
Yes. Said that twice already.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. I'd be really upset.
Dude.
$15. You can't even get a Coke at the airport for $15.
Not really. United said in a statement, quote, the pilot did not have their passport on board. We arranged for a new crew to take our customers to their destination that evening. Customers were provided with meal vouchers and compensation.
Well, there you go.
According to the passengers that were interviewed, the compensation was a $15 meal voucher, nothing else.
That's all.
That's it.
Dude, United, you got to do better than that. Now, I wonder what happened to the pilot. Does he get fired?
No, he doesn't get fired. He probably got a strongly worded email. A passenger whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce said she heard the pilot, quote, a very frustrated voice saying that he forgot his passport. At least he was honest about why they were having to turn around and go to San Francisco. This passenger said she received two meal vouchers totaling $30, which she used for a meal at a Japanese restaurant in the airport. She also filed a compensation claim on United's website where she'll get a response in 14 days, business days.
Now, just out of curiosity, why is it 2 hours into this flight that the pilot all say, whoa, I forgot my passport? Seriously.
At some point you're doing stuff, and I don't know if you ever do, but you check to make sure your wallet's still there, or you just randomly, maybe he was, I don't know, you're 2 hours in, you're on cruise control at that point. Start checking things, or maybe it hit him. Oh, crap. My passport's on my dresser.
Dude, I would have made him go all the way to China, and you just have to sleep in the hoosegow for a couple of days.
In the what?
I'm just saying. It should be, sorry, dude. I guess you're screwed. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is nuts. Interesting story that has kind of two different parts to it. So the other day, Jaden Daniels was at a basketball game, and he was sitting next to Juju Watkins. And there's video of him, and Jaden Daniels is always smiling. But it looks like he and Juju are having an incredible conversation.
Uh-huh.
And then the video cuts to him a little while later, and now Mom is sitting between Jaden Daniels and Juju.
Yeah, he's not going to let Jaden flirt too much with Juju.
No.
I feel bad now, and I do feel bad for Juju Watkins. She blew out her knee last night, and a big blow for her and for USC, obviously. So I say this in jest, but did Mom put a hex on her?
Yeah, the bad Juju.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, the internet's full of those jokes.
Oh, I'm sure.
And you feel so bad because USC had a chance to win a championship. She tore her ACL, and you could almost see last night when she went down and had to get carried off. You knew it was bad, and it's real bad.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good. She looked like she was in a lot of pain, and it's just sad because she's a hell of a player.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness, she can play.
And with the draft coming up, I mean, the rest of this tournament's done, and her first WNBA season likely done, although it makes you wonder, and I got to check what's her eligibility. Can she get some sort of – can you come back to USC, or do you just – and if you're a WNBA team, do you draft her where you would have?
I would.
Or even though she won't be able to play this WNBA season.
Absolutely, I would. She's just too special a talent not to. I mean, I would draft her. I guarantee you. And because whoever has the number 1 pick doesn't, number 2 is going to draft her. I mean, she's just too damn good. I mean, obviously you're going to do your due diligence, right? Make sure she's going to heal, right? It's going to take a while, but she's going to heal and make sure she's going to be okay. But, yeah, I would take her. Absolutely.
The Cowboy cheerleaders had an interesting announcement today. They are going on tour. They're actually going to come to San Antonio.
They are.
On May 25th. It is just trying to read this press release and really understand what they're doing, but they're taking they're going on tour. First of its kind limited run live tour. They will be at the Majestic Theater on Sunday, May 25th. They're playing in Dallas, Austin, Midland, and El Paso. And there's all kinds of things you could do, but I don't know what the hell they're doing except for cheerleader things, but it looks like a show.
It's their sideline kicks. They're going to be like kind of the Radio City music dancers or whatever they call them.
They got to do more than that, don't they?
I don't know. I can watch those ladies kick all 2-hour show.
I mean,
just kick. Woo!
It says there will be a live Q&A session where the cheerleaders pull back the curtain and open up about their personal journeys, inspirations, and triumphs.
How about that?
Little bit of audition type things going on. I don't know. But if you're into the Cowboy cheerleaders, they're going to be here.
Watch them kick.
Live show and auditions. And I think that's part of it.
Oh, it's going to be an audition, too. So if you want to be a Cowboy cheerleader, you can go down and audition.
Yes. For the first time ever, Cowboy cheerleaders will hold real-time auditions on stage with live audience voting, dazzling, never-before-seen performances, Q&A with DCC members, and insight from Senior Director Kelly Feinglass and Head Choreographer Judy Trammell.
Now, Kelly, is it Feinglass, whatever her name is?
Feinglass.
She's been, running that show for a long time.
Forever, yeah.
Yeah. And she's tough. You see see those things on the...
Oh, yeah. We got to watch those for show research.
Yeah, well, of course. She's tough. She doesn't take any slack.
Yeah.
Well, good. That's kind of cool. May 25th. It's a Sunday.
Put it on your calendar.
It's the Aztec Theater, I think, right?
It's a Majestic.
Majestic.
What
the hell's the difference? Jeez.
Well, location. And a couple thousand seats.
All right. Aztec, Majestic.
Don't let facts get in the way of a good story is what you're saying.
Alamo Dome. I mean, come on. They're all the same.
Yeah. Are they? Alamo Lounge.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Man. Sweet 16 is set. We've talked about this some. Is NIL the death of Cinderella is a headline today? Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Boy, it was crazy. I was watching pictures the other day of that hailstorm that came through. Here in San Antonio, it wasn't too bad, but, man, they were showing some videos from up in Kerrville, and it looked like somebody was throwing bricks in one of these in a swimming pool. It was nuts, but that's what happens. here in San Antonio, South Central Texas, that's for sure. We get those spring thunderstorms, man, and they can do some damage to your roof. Now, we had some here in San Antonio. I'm hoping that no one had any damage, but if you think you did, well, you need to call the best in the business, and that's Stevens Roofing and Solar. That phone number to call is 210-785-0994. Look, Stevens Roofing is a family-owned company. They're a locally based company. And you know what happens, and if it hasn't happened yet, it will, because every time those hailstorms come through, out-of-town storm chasers will come knocking on your door saying, hey, we're in the neighborhood. But where are they going to be a few months from now when you really need them? That's the problem. With Stevens Roofing, you know exactly where they're going to be. They're going to be right here to answer that phone and deal with whatever you need them to deal with. The team at Stevens Roofing and Solar will make sure your roof is in top shape to protect your home and your family. Or if you think something wrong with it now, before one of those stronger storms come in, call Stevens Roofing. They'll come out. They will inspect your roof absolutely free. Call Stevens Roofing. That phone number, again, 210-785-0994. Whether you need a new roof, a minor repair, a simple confirmation that your roof is in great shape, they're going to give you the peace of mind that you need when those storms come rolling in. Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is heading to Vegas, and you're coming with us. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas for Mega March, March 27th through the 30th. Catch baseball's opening day and all the hoops action at the world's largest sports book. Then take the party to Stadium Swing with 6 pools and a massive 143-foot screen. Book now at CircaLasVegas.com with promo code BLITZ and join us at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, sun, spirits, and a sure bet for an unforgettable time.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. That's exactly what I did. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home evaluation. That's Orchard.com.
Paying rent can feel like throwing money away. And when you're spending so much, it can be hard to see yourself buying a home. So Rocket Mortgage is helping you put your monthly rent towards home ownership with Rent Rewards. For the first time, save up to $5,000 off the cost of your first home just by paying rent. Only at Rocket Mortgage. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet. And we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94-1, San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Tuesday afternoon on the radio, online. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate that. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. You know, you mentioned the difference between the Aztec and the Majestic, right? Which are two different venues.
They are.
Downtown. Apparently, what's his name? Daryl Hall is playing down there tonight.
As in Hall and Oates?
Yes.
But it's just Hall.
It's just Daryl Hall.
Okay. No more Oates.
No. But he's at the Majestic. John over at Awesome Tickets just texted me and said, I got some great tickets for that show tonight at the Majestic.
I'm sure he does.
So if you want to go see Hall and no Oates, call John over at Awesome Tickets. Hall and Oates.
I wondered, did they have a fight? A falling out?
Yeah. Sure.
Wow. I don't know. I haven't thought about Hall and Oates in a long time.
Does Daryl Hall sing Hall and Oates songs, or does he have his own stuff?
Well, how can you sing Hall and Oates songs if you don't have Oates?
Well, I mean, I'm wondering, does Oates do the same thing?
No. Without a Hall, you can't be an Oates.
Well, I
don't
mean,
know.
You know, I guess it depends on who wrote it. Is there legal stuff involved? But it's a Tuesday night. You want to go see Daryl Hall?
Well, head on down there, and if somebody goes, you can call us tomorrow and let us know if you recognize any of the songs.
Well, you're going to recognize the songs.
You think?
Sure. I mean, it's like when we went and saw the Beach Boys. I mean, how many of those guys are left from the original band? One?
But you still had the old guy singing, yeah.
I mean, but everybody else was.
I know, but it's his songs. I mean, the lead singer he's one of the originals. Even though I think he had his grandson playing the drums, didn't he?
Yeah, and his grandson's cousin. I don't know. Is this Hall and Oates? Well, no, I mean, but is this a Daryl Hall song? Please don't dance pledge. I'm glad you're not on camera.
Well, I think it was Daryl Hall who did all the singing.
Well, what did Oates do?
I have no idea what Oates did. He provided the fiber. I don't know what he did.
See, now I hear this now, I kind of want to go.
Well, you should go.
I mean, no, I'm busy tonight. I'm busy.
You're busy?
I'm busy.
With what? Taco Tuesday?
Well, there's that. Got to pack.
Yes. I'm sure it'll be a great show.
What else did Hall and Oates sing? Because obviously I know this one. But off the top of my head, I couldn't name a Hall and Oates song to save my life.
Dude, you probably know them all.
Well,
I mean, they were pretty big at one time.
Well, when?
The 90s?
No.
The 90s?
They're a 70s band, aren't they?
80s?
You think they're
Really?
80s? Huh. Well, that was in my big hair band stage, so I wasn't listening to Hall and Oates.
You're still in that stage.
Well, I am.
Papa Roach.
Dude, he was awesome the other night.
Is that a hair band considered?
I mean, no. I mean, you go back to the 80s, Metallica and Megadeth and Pantera.
Jeez.
This is what Pledge is going tonight.
Pledge is going?
Yeah, Pledge is starting to feel himself over there, man.
Wow.
He's going to go see a little, who is this? Daryl Hall?
Daryl Hall.
Yeah.
Now, see, I don't know who's playing the horn.
That's a sax.
What? It's a horn, is it not?
It's Kenny G. I have no idea if it's Kenny G.
It's not Kenny G.
But this sounds like it should be all Kenny G. Good Lord.
All right, yeah.
Or
thanks.
Kenny Loggins.
Thanks, Pledge.
All the Kennys.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to go.
I mean, but you could.
Well, I could.
There's great seats available.
I got John's number.
Yeah.
So the Majestic is different than the Aztec. And the Majestic's bigger?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They're different theaters.
Well, I get they're different theaters, but they're close to each other, aren't they?
They're both downtown San Antonio.
Well, which makes them close.
One is directly across from Bohannon's.
All right.
And the Aztec is not.
All right, Pledge, you're killing me. Honestly, dude, it's enough.
This feels like it would be right up your alley.
No.
It seems like something on your playlist.
I was never a huge...
You're rolling around at the golf course listening to Hall & Oates?
Never a huge Hall & Oates guy.
Really?
Not really. Not that I dislike them.
That
but
sounds like that'd be what you're listening to.
that would just sound like I'm in
your
a
playlist.
It's like
Olivia Newton-John coming up right after that.
Now, that's solid stuff, but Olivia was the 70s, right? 70s? I think Hall & Oates were after her.
I think she was early 80s with Let's Get Physical.
No, she was 70s,
No,
man.
because, I was born in 73, and that Let's Get Physical video, I learned things.
I'm sure you did.
I'm going to say that was probably around 83, 84 when you realize you like girls.
Yeah, it's a family show. Or we tell you what you learned.
So, no Cinderellas in the Sweet 16. We talked about this yesterday, and it's kind of interesting. There's a column at Yahoo today saying, does NIL kill Cinderella? And you have to wonder, for the overall health of the sport of college basketball, is there anything that the NCAA can do? Because the idea that there were a couple of upsets in the first round, but for the most part, lower-seeded teams did not advance, and nobody advanced, no mid-major team advanced to the Sweet 16. The idea of get in and anything can happen, and we've seen it before. But with NIL, at the mid-majors, if you're good, you're getting bought to go play at a bigger school with more money. Is the current state of college basketball, especially the way the tournament is set up, going to affect the overall health of the sport when it comes to the big dance?
I don't think there's any question that it will. I mean, we almost had a mid-major, right? If the dude from Maryland didn't travel, then Colorado
if he would have got called
in,
for traveling,
right? That was as close as we come. We got a 10 seed in there, but it's Arkansas. They're from the SEC. But yeah, I don't see how it doesn't, because those schools in the SEC have more money than any mid-major. I mean, look at Xavier, for example. Now you can't keep a Sean Miller because he's going to bolt for a bigger school. That's what happened today. So now they've got to go out and try to find somebody to replace Sean Miller and keep things going at Xavier. They're not good enough. And what did we say right before the tournament began? You look at the schools, you look at what's happening. It's very difficult not to go chalk.
Yep.
I mean, we said that, and so I think you're going to see that quite a bit until the NCAA grows a pair and does something about all of this nonsense and reins it in a little bit.
Well, one of the other things that I think they need to look at is, from the automatic qualifying conferences, do you put more of a reward on your regular season success than just winning the tournament? Because we've seen there's too many examples this year and every year that your regular season champ has a bad day in the tournament, they don't get to go, and your tournament's not big enough to get two teams in. So your conference tournament winner gets the automatic bid to the big dance, which makes the regular season meaningless. And we've said that for forever. In college basketball, especially at the mid-major level, regular season doesn't matter. 1 week, one weekend, your conference tournament is what matters as far as getting to the big dance. You look at the UTSA ladies. Their women's basketball team dominated in the regular season, had one bad game in the conference tournament, and they got completely screwed as far as postseason is concerned. And there's plenty of examples on the men's side as well. I think they need to look at that more than anything else, is who actually gets invited. maybe do away with the automatic qualifiers, but take your regular season champ, whatever they do in the tournament, but once somebody from that conference gets to go in, let the committee decide which team, not just whoever gets hot at the right time, and they get into the tournament and go from there.
Yeah, but that's part of the beauty of the tournament, though, right, is who gets hot tournament time.
Sure.
And I'm talking about NCAA tournament time. You have an opportunity to do that. I just look, all the talent now, it's top-heavy. All of it. When you have 14 out of 16 teams from the SEC getting in, there's something wrong with that. I mean, there just is. Is the SEC that much better?
They pay
than
more.
Everybody else?
They pay more.
Well, apparently they do, and I'm not sure all those schools should have gotten in. I mean, Texas shouldn't have gotten in. They didn't deserve that. I mean, that was one of them, and I could probably go with some other examples. And I'm not saying that take a shot at Texas.
Yeah, you are.
But not really. They didn't belong. They did not belong in there. But they're in the SEC, so I guess the committee in all its glory thought, well, it's the SEC, so we'll let them in. I just think you've got to take a look at it, but with the way money is being spent, we talk about it all the time, Alabama, Texas A&M, name the big schools that have so much more money than an Xavier, a UTSA. How can you compete with that? You can't.
You can't. The rich will continue to get richer. Go from basketball to golf. The Valero Texas Open around the corner next weekend. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. Services nationwide. If you're down in Corpus, up in Dallas, anywhere in between, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the pros were in Austin. How did Quinn Ewers look?
And the Spurs were in Detroit. Did they try to win? We'll talk about that and more. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports.
TNT. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but, they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint.
Let's trade lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Don't miss Good American Family.
We have a little girl here for adoption. She has dwarfism.
Starring Ellen Pompeo and Mark Duplass.
Something is off.
She's just a little girl. You think she's faking?
She has adult teeth. There are signs of puberty.
Inspired by the shocking stories that tore a family apart.
I don't know what's going on.
How old are you? You should get a lawyer. You have no idea how those people hurt this girl.
The Hulu original series, Good American Family. New episodes Wednesdays, streaming on Hulu.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/sports. Ethos.com/sports.
Sample Rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we provide no-cost digital resources in place of textbooks and most courses. And that's not all. You'll receive your accredited online education at an affordable tuition with a choice for more than 135 degree and certificate programs. With online and hybrid courses, get everything you need to succeed again. Learn more at umgc.edu, certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Let's get wild.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio sports star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Next weekend, San Antonio is going to be the sports capital of the world. Everything going on, all eyes, every network is going to be doing something from San Antonio, including out at TPC San Antonio. The Valero Texas Open gets underway officially next Thursday, but there's activities all next week. Executive Director Larson Segredal joining us here in studio. I'm surprised you actually have time to get away, right?
For you guys, anything. No, this is actually a nice respite. I've got to put my cell phone on silent for a few minutes here while I'm with you guys and enjoy a little conversation about the VTO. So,
well, at this point in time, Larson, I'm not saying it's all done, but a lot of the heavy lifting, is it done by now, or you still got a lot of work to do?
Yeah, look, the devil's in the details. This is when all the fine-tuning happens this week. This is all the final polishing and making sure that everything is ready to shine for all the thousands of fans, hundreds of sponsors, players, caddies, media that we welcome into TPC San Antonio. Make sure everything is dialed in so that we can give them a great experience next week. So a lot of work still being done this week, but it's been 11 months of planning up until this point to get us ready for what everyone will enjoy next week.
It is so crazy when you think about all the work that goes into 4 days. And a couple years ago, you told me about the attendance numbers, and you were like, you know, what you think about a basketball game, you can see where everybody's at. Football stadium. When you go out to a golf course, there are so many people out there, but it might not necessarily feel that way because they're spread out over 18 holes and then all the recreation areas. People love going out there. It's not just golf fans.
It's an experience, and you're right. I mean, it's literally hundreds of acres. People are spread out across the beautiful golf course that is TPC San Antonio and the Oaks course. But Yeah, it's golf is the excuse to gather the San Antonio community. But there's everything else imaginable out there that we've created, and we essentially build a small city out there. It's all temporary structures. It's all brought in. We start our on-course build about 11 weeks ago, back in January, to get ready for next week. And so everything from food and activations. You don't need to be a golf fan to come out and have a great time with friends, family, and a beautiful atmosphere.
Well, and that's the beauty of it. You can bring the kids out there. You guys have a whole park that you build out there with stuff for the kids to do, and they can run around and just be kids.
Play sets. This year we're going to have face painters out there. We've got, courtesy of University Health, we've got our family care pavilion. So diaper changing stations, nursing rooms. I mean, we cater to the families for sure.
Minix wanted to volunteer for that, by the way. He's going to stand right there to change diapers.
We've got a diaper changing room just for you, Jason. So
well, this is fun having you in, Larson. Let's talk about the adult playground, the all-inclusive stuff and the alcohol that you have plenty of.
Plenty of that, yeah. I mean, we've got great venues this year that people are going to be able to see and enjoy. Our cabana presented by Lexus is one of the hottest spots on the golf course on the 16th green. You get to be in the front rows of things like Jordan Spieth when he gets a hole-in-one like he did last year, right? And the place goes wild. So all-inclusive opportunity there in terms of food and beverage. On the 18th green, we've got our Centennial Club presented by San Antonio Airport. And that one actually is new and improved. We've moved it up closer to the green, so the views, I was actually just in it the other day, and it is spectacular. I mean, you feel like you are on top of the green there on 18. So great opportunities for folks to come out, enjoy some high-end hospitality. But even on a grounds ticket, you can come out and have a great time. Our concession stands, we've got some awesome food choices for the foodies here in San Antonio, and certainly plenty of cold beer and whatnot for the drinks.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people do. They just buy a grounds ticket, and they just like to walk around and experience all of it, don't they?
Exactly, and we take care of those folks. We've got great public bleachers in all the key holes, and like I said, there's something for everybody. Literally from 8 a.m. till the sun goes down when the last putt drops. And funny enough, this year, obviously there's that other tournament going on here in town that is taking up some of the spotlight, which we love because it's bringing so many people to our city. And so one of the fun things we're doing this year is Saturday night after play, we're going to have a watch party, what we're calling our Final Four, F-O-R-E.
Nice.
Watch party. We've got one of our big video boards in the backyard, part of the TPC San Antonio. We'll have the games featured. We've got all sorts of fun sort of combo golf, basketball activations, Papa Shots, things like that, so people can enjoy the watch party.
Larson Segregal joining us here in studio on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's the executive director of the Valero Texas Open, and you bring up that other event, and I've had more people say, do you guys not consult a calendar before you plan these kind of things? But if you realize you don't really have control over that, right?
Yeah, the PGA Tour and NCAA kind of are going to do what they want to do scheduling wise. But you know what? This is an amazing thing for San Antonio, and we've done nothing but embrace it. We think it's a huge opportunity. I think, quite honestly, for both events, to be able to collaborate with each other, for us to be able to benefit the fans that come into town. We're going to have a ton of sports fans in San Antonio that weekend, and basketball isn't being played all the time, and golf isn't being played all the time, right? And so in those downtimes, you get to have a little bit of crossover, and we're seeing a lot of that, particularly with some of our corporate partners. They're bringing in tons of VIPs and guests into town for the Final Four, and they're saying, hey, Sunday's kind of a down day for us. What can we do out there with you at the Valero Texas Open? So I think it's just a huge win for us to collectively showcase the best that San Antonio has to offer.
Larson, you guys have done such a great job with this tournament. It is still the oldest tournament on the PGA Tour, correct?
Yeah, we are. We're officially the third oldest on the PGA Tour, sixth oldest professional golf tournament worldwide. But huge history. This is our 103rd year.
Wow.
But the longest running professional tournament in the same city. So San Antonio has that claim, and will always have that claim as long as we continue on, which we plan to do.
Yeah, there's no end in sight for the Valero Texas Open.
Not at all.
You think about all the fun for the spectators, whether you're getting just a day ticket or one of the elevated experience, which is I highly recommend.
I recommend it too. Yes.
You might look at that and go, I don't know, it's worth every dollar.
Yes.
Worth every
No
dollar.
question.
And Reinagel will tell you just because the bathroom that's right there. But,
yes,
forget about the all-you-can-eat and drink. But there's a bathroom right there just for Joe.
Luxury restrooms are important at a golf tournament.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Since you were talking
Really
about
nice.
diapers, I mean, for Reinagel, I mean, it's certainly there. But one of the things that I think is very cool that says a lot about San Antonio, because the history of the Valero Texas Open, the amount of money it raises for charity, but when you have a Final Four coming into town, the number of volunteers that they need, and they've got a waiting list. You haven't had a drop-off in volunteers. In fact, you were telling us the other day, you have a waiting list for volunteers as well. That's incredible. It says a lot about our city.
Yeah, it is incredible. It's we've got record numbers of volunteers this year. We hit 2,400 volunteers. Last year we had 2,100. And you're absolutely right. I mean, it just further showcases why San Antonio is such a great community. They care about these events. These events mean something to them, right? And it's just so much civic pride here. So to have that kind of widespread community support across both events, right? Not just VTO, not just the Final Four, but both is just fantastic. We're so grateful for that kind of support.
You know, Larson, I want your job, and I think a lot of people do, because this guy, you just recruit, right? And you're a recruiter. You go to other tournaments and you talk to players and try to get them here. Yeah. And when I say you guys have done a great job, the names that have started coming to this golf tournament just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, we're really proud of that. I think we're really sort of hitting our stride right now with the field strength. This year we've got 7 of the top 12 in the world golf rankings. I think 8 of the top 16. So half of the top 16 players in the world are coming here. We've got 4, 5, 6, and 7 in the world all coming here with Colin Morikawa, Ludwig Aubert, Tommy Fleetwood, and others. And then you've got guys like Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth, Justin Rose, who's coming to San Antonio for the first time in a long time. Patrick Cantlay is making his first appearance this year. So it's I think it showcases again just the level of the experience that we're able to provide. We're fortunate to have an incredible venue at TPC San Antonio and the JW Marriott out there. It's a great host venue. And Valero, none of this happens without Valero and their commitment to the PGA Tour, to rolling out the red carpet for these PGA Tour players, their families. This has become one of the most highly attended tour event for the families of the PGA Tour players. They get to experience things like SeaWorld. And, I mean, we take them all over town, giving them sort of this VIP treatment, and it's working because they come back year after year.
Larson Segredal joining us here, executive director of the Valero Texas Open. Joe mentioned recruiting. For those that don't know, and there's probably a lot of people driving around or listening at work right now, what's the process like when a guy decides that he wants to play an event or not, and then you're rolling trying to convince him, recruit, that come on and play?
Yeah, look, it's as with anything in life, really. I mean, it's relationships. It's relationship building, and I've been fortunate to cultivate relationships with a lot of the PGA Tour players over my 20 years of doing this, working in golf. But it's everything from text messages on a year-round basis, a phone call, a quick email here or there. Obviously going out to other tour events and seeing them face to face. All of these things help foster that relationship, so that when it does come time for me to ask them about the Valero Texas Open, I'm going to get a straight answer, and they're not just going to give me lip service. And and if it isn't for all those other points of contact, if all I did was go out there and nag them about the Valero Texas Open year-round, they'd be like, "Oh my God, here comes that Larson guy!
Yeah.
Like, I better go hide because he's going to ask me about the VTO again." So, like, I don't want that to be the reaction, right? And so it's genuine relationships with these guys, and sometimes it works for their schedule and the way they want to set up, particularly as they're preparing for the Masters. Other times they're on the fence. When they're on the fence, man, I go into the research department mode and I'm trying to figure out the stats and I'm trying to figure out, okay, where else have they won? Did they play the week before, those wins? How do they trend when they're playing multiple weeks in a row? Like that sort of stuff. So I can arm them with all sorts of stats and ammunition to say, hey, I think I'm building a case here. You really ought to, come to San Antonio.
Is that direct with the player's agent, or the wife? If you convince the wife, hey, bring the kids out here. The resort's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I would say it's all three. I wish there was a silver bullet, for all of them. But every player is a little bit different. Just as you cultivate relationships with the players, you cultivate it with the managers and with the wives and with the caddies too. The caddies have influence on where these guys play sometimes. So yeah, I think it's all of the above, but building that relationship, building that trust, opens the door for those sorts of conversations and saying, hey, you know what? I at least want you to give it another look because of these reasons, right? And maybe it doesn't always convince them, but at least you've given them something to think about. And maybe it doesn't help this year, but it might help you the next year.
Larson, you guys, and I remember when the push that you guys wanted to get that date right before the Masters, and you pushed for it and got it. A lot of guys back in the day, anyway, didn't want to play the week before the Masters.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, though, more and more now want that spot, and they want to play the week before the Masters. How does all that work?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a shift in that. I think we generally have Tiger to thank for the original thinking of, man, we don't want to play the week before a major because that's how Tiger does it, right? But now more and more you're seeing guys that they want the competitive reps. They want to stay fresh. In some ways, they like the distraction from, Augusta. They don't want to be thinking about it too early because then they just kind of get in their own head a little bit and psych themselves out. So they like the distraction. Look, I think we at TPC San Antonio, we provide a tough test of golf. It's a fair test of golf. But things like our green complexes, sort of the widening of the fairways, some of the things that we've done out at TPC to more mimic the playability of Augusta, I think has trended really well for these guys, and they appreciate that. And they're able to take things from this week in San Antonio and apply it to their play in San Antonio or in Augusta, excuse me. So, it's a great spot to be. I think more and more guys are liking that week before a major championship, which is good for us.
You mentioned Tiger, and for so long, he's Tiger.
Yeah.
Another injury. Who's that next golfer? And it's for a while, was it going to be Spieth? Was it going to be Rory? Who's the next golfer you think is going to be the guy to carry the mantle that Tiger can't anymore?
Man, that's a big question. Look, I think Ludwig Aubert is the real deal. He's a 5-tool player. He's got the game. He's got the look. He's one of the nicest guys on the PGA Tour, genuine as can be. I think he's going to be somebody to watch for a long, long time. Victor Hovland just won on Sunday. I think if he is when he's playing at his best, there's nobody beating him. He's an unbelievable talent. He's got that competitive fire where he just wants to, take anybody in his way down when it's down to the wire. So if he can start building up his consistency, I think he's going to be in for the long haul.
Larson, when you say that, and we all enjoyed watching Tiger and his dominance, right, on the PGA Tour. I like it like this because you go into a tournament now, you don't know who's going to win. There could be 20 guys have an opportunity.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's really one of the great parts of the PGA Tour. I mean, we're going to have a field of 156 players next week. Every single one of them, when they step on that first tee on Thursday, is capable of winning that golf tournament. I mean, the margin between the top players, number 1, Scottie Scheffler, and number 156, is razor thin. And so anybody can win on the PGA Tour, and those storylines are incredibly compelling, as you're watching a broadcast, as you're following a golf tournament. And it's fun to see who these up-and-comers are. The guy that you'd never heard of a week ago is now standing in the winner's circle, and who knows where that takes him from there, because so much of golf is confidence, right? And between the ears. And, once you get somebody on a roll, man, it can snowball real fast.
And next Thursday, we'll be live out there at the Valero Texas Open. They don't let us on one of the greens anymore, so we're over there near the driving range, I believe, is where we're going to be this year.
We've got you within good shouting distance, so no.
Blame Rob Thompson for that.
Well, that's where people can come see us, too.
Yes.
We get people finding us there all the time out there, so it's a good thing. How do people get tickets, Larson?
Yeah, they can visit ValeroTexasOpen.com and purchase their tickets through Ticketmaster. Everything is digital, so super easy, and we've got plenty of opportunities for folks to come out and enjoy this great San Antonio tradition.
It's going to be a good time. Larson Segredal, the executive director of the Valero Texas Open. I know it's 90-0 for you right now. Appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, thank you, guys. I appreciate you having me, and look forward to seeing you out there next week.
Absolutely.
More coming up here on The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
San Antonio, the NCAA 2025 Men's Final Four is coming April 4th through the 7th. Check out Reese's Men's Final Four Friday, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where you can watch open practices and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game at the Alamo Dome for free. And for the music lovers, March Madness Music Festival, presented by AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, with 3 days of free concerts, featuring the biggest acts in music at Tower Park and Hemisphere. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live full service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
George Gets Justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we provide no-cost digital resources in place of textbooks and most courses. And that's not all. You'll receive your accredited online education at an affordable tuition with a choice from more than 135 degree and certificate programs. With online and hybrid courses, get everything you need to succeed again. Learn more at umgc.edu, certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card.
One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but, they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint.
Let's trade lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing, and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Texas Longhorns made it official today, announcing the hiring of Sean Miller as their new head basketball coach. Miller comes from Xavier, but he also coached at Arizona. Spurs back in action tonight. They're in Detroit taking on the Pistons. Spurs have won 3 in a row and are just 3 games out of the play-in tournament. And Incarnate Word will face Illinois State tonight in the semifinals of the CBI. They will tip things off at 6 o'clock.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along here on a Tuesday afternoon. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate that. You can always comment there, hit the thumbs up button, and subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. You can always get us on Twitter, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix.
Instagram,
at SA Sports
same
Star,
thing.
Instagram, same handles. We like to keep things easy.
You know what's interesting? I just looked at my phone, and a memory from 2024 just popped up. Beautiful Circa Resort, Las Vegas.
Oh, look at that. Me with a beer in a hand.
Drinking a cold beer, and so it gets me excited.
Dude, we're leaving, tomorrow. Tomorrow night after work. Thursday, Friday, we'll be at Circa Las Vegas. If you're going to Circa, make sure we know you're there.
Yes.
If you're not going to Circa, don't send me a message saying, if I give you some money, will you make a bet for me?
You can bring me some money if you want. I won't make a bet for you, but you can damn sure bring me some. Need all the help I can get.
Dude, I got
Somebody
it.
want to donate to the cause? I'm happy to take your money.
I don't want to call this guy out by name. But Justin Guerrero. If I drop by the station and give you some cash, like $300 to $500 for a parlay, will you make that bet for me? I'm still looking at what the play is. No.
What is the play?
Well, he
doesn't know yet.
I
huh?
just said no.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing that.
That's hard to do and be responsible for that, guys. It's not that we wouldn't do that for you, but
no,
I don't want to be responsible for your money.
If you want to give me $500 to put it on red, sure, I'll do that for you.
Man, it was black. I'm sorry. Jeez, you lost.
Yeah.
What do you know? 00 shows.
Yes. You know,
Son of a biscuit.
I learned that the hard way, honestly, because back in the day when I was at the TV station and, I tell people I'm going to Vegas and they say, hey, put $20 on black, or here, bet a hand of blackjack with this. And I'm like, okay. And I did it. And it's like, this is just, I don't want to have to be responsible for somebody else's money.
Well, and was that your 20 or my 20?
Well, exactly.
If it won, that was my 20.
Exactly.
If it lost, that was your 20.
So it's just hard to do, and it's easy to so we appreciate all you guys, but.
And if you're making a $500 parlay, book your flight and then go to circlelasvegas.com, use promo code Blitz, and book your room.
Yeah, you can still do that, by the way.
You can still do that.
Absolutely.
I think one of the guys here at the station has got a wild hair. He's going to go.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
Alex.
Oh, Alex. All right. Well, that'll be good. Be good to have Alex there. Look, Alex, he can party.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Yes, Puffy Alex.
Yes.
That's the one.
Yeah. The one who told our boss.
Yeah.
Called our boss, asked our boss, you look puffy. And he still has a job here.
He does. He must be a decent salesperson. So he still got a job after calling the boss puffy.
Sold her on keeping his job.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That'll tell you everything you need to know. Now, it's going to be a fun trip. I'm looking forward to it. I know you are as well, and I hope there's a lot of folks up there. We know that there will be some. You never really know how many until you get there. But Justin, she's on her YouTube. It's a way to call me out.
Dude.
Hey, Justin, but give us that parlay because, if you think it's a good one, Minix and I might throw a couple of bucks on it.
I don't know how good of a gambler he is.
Well, I don't either, but, he could at least, and I'll judge it from there. I had a good Thursday, Friday in the tournament, and then Saturday, Sunday, not so much.
Okay. Well, why don't you get $300 from Guerrero and?
Well, if Justin wants to bring me $300, I'd be happy to take his money. Apparently, he's got a lot of it.
Yeah, apparently. He says he's the one that brought the puffy marshmallows for that bit. Was that Justin? I have no idea.
It may have been.
I have no idea.
I don't know, but it might have been. And if you did, Justin, I believe you, and thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and bring over $500. I'll take it to Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
All right, you want to bring some more puffy marshmallows?
I could do without those. You can go some cheese
or some
puffs.
tacos.
Some tacos.
Yeah, Pledge wants some tacos.
You want puffy tacos?
That's cool. I like puffy tacos.
Does that count for you on this Taco Tuesday?
It doesn't.
Oh, okay. Just checking because not long ago you were very snooty in saying that today is only for crispy tacos.
Well, yeah, that's the whole idea behind Taco Tuesday, isn't it?
Oh, it's a taco.
It's taco. It's crispy.
If you want a shrimp taco, you could do that.
See, there's another thing. Fish tacos. Fish tacos. Let's California, everybody. That wasn't invented in Texas. I promise you. That's a California thing that was brought here by some transplant. Fish tacos. Who the hell does that?
You think it was in California?
I do.
I might guess Spain, but that's just me.
Well, I'm just saying it came to California. The first time I ever went, this is the first time I ever saw fish tacos. And I'm going, geez, that's awful. Fish tacos. I don't like fish, period.
Exactly. But you like shrimp tacos.
I mean, I don't mind shrimp, but no, I got to have some beef in there.
What was that place, Neptune's in Malibu?
That's
where
good
we had
place.
those fish tacos
Well,
or
you
shrimp
had
tacos?
fish tacos.
Shrimp tacos.
I didn't have tacos.
What'd you have?
I'm sure I had fried shrimp or something.
I had shrimp tacos.
Yeah.
I don't do fish either.
Well, I don't mind fried fish, some fried fish. I just can't do like
What? You want some halibut?
A halibut, just for the halibut.
Want some good redfish?
No.
Catfish?
No, catfish is good.
I'm not a catfish fan.
Not a fan of that.
Catfish always stays dirty.
Well, a little bit, but it goes great with beer.
Well, what doesn't if it's fried right?
Well, that's a good point. But catfish certainly does. And some red beans, hush puppies, little coleslaw maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All of the above. Getting hungry now. Jeez.
All right, so Art Garcia on YouTube says Veracruz, Mexico. Fred Casera says fish tacos were originally from Baja, California.
See that?
Renee says tacos are not from Spain, although I have had tacos in Spain. In fact, I had shark tacos in Spain.
Shark.
Shark is back in the Navy days, obviously, but a lot of shark in Spain.
What is a fish?
It is. There were some times where, with meat that wasn't good anymore, you take a grappling hook and catch a shark, and then the guys in the
they cannibalize each other?
Who?
Is that what you just said?
No, you would take leftover meat on a grappling hook and go fishing in the ocean, catch a shark, and then the cooks would cook fresh caught shark while we were in the Navy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Who would bring that thing on board?
Well, the dudes that.
Jeez, I'm not anywhere near that, I promise you. Damn shark.
Well, you can't. You know what a grappling hook is? It's this giant hook.
Sure.
Lots of meat, and you catch a shark.
Yeah. You put like a roast on there,
and then it's basically craned up, and then the shark is there, and everybody takes pictures of it. And when the shark is no longer with us anymore, then they let it down.
So you just hang the shark there and let him die.
Pretty much.
All right.
You know how it is.
I'm okay with that because then you don't have to take the hook out while he's still alive.
You're not going in there and, letting it flop around on the deck.
You see that shark now. I'm still alive, fellas. I'm here. Here I am.
But shark was good.
I'm sure it is. I'll take your word for it.
Fresh caught.
I'm not. No.
Don't ask me what kind.
I mean, it depends on how you're going to cook it, I guess. Can you fry it?
You can fry anything. But generally, these were grilled like steaks.
Yeah. Nope.
No what?
I'm not doing it. The only thing I can tolerate is sea bass.
Yeah?
Sea bass I can tolerate because it doesn't taste fishy.
You like tuna steaks?
They're okay, I guess. I like tuna fish.
Okay, but
when you make it for a sandwich.
Well, sure.
Well, you put a little mayonnaise on
and
that,
some relish.
That tuna steak on there or whatever?
No, man, but you've had tuna steak.
I don't remember the last time I had that. I've had tuna fish.
I'm going to guess you had a lot of tuna at Jerry's party at that place in Malibu.
I might have. Now, sushi-wise, yeah.
Okay.
I'll eat tuna and whatever else they have there.
But
I like sushi.
Those steak things that you probably thought were steak, that was tuna.
Okay. Well, they were fine.
But you thought it was beef. That's what I'm putting two and two together right now. I'm thinking you probably thought that was beef.
I don't know what I thought it was, but it being at Nobu, there's not a lot of beef there.
Yeah.
Mostly seafood.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, it's always good. I mean, it's free. So are the drinks. Yeah. I love Jerry Jones.
He's the best.
He's great.
Yep.
Nobu, they rebuilt that place I'm here, or they're in the process of doing it. I think it was damaged by the fires.
Oh, really?
A little bit,
that doesn't surprise me. It's in that area.
Yeah, so I think.
Will they have it ready to go in August?
Pretty sure I heard that they were. I don't think it was completely damaged.
I know some of the places we've driven by and stopped at aren't there anymore.
No, they're not. It's going to be sad to see. But I think Nobu's going to survive.
Sam says swordfish is really good.
Huh, okay.
Doesn't taste fishy.
I'd like to catch a swordfish.
What would you do with
one
it?
Of those marlin. I'd put it on the wall.
Your wife wouldn't let you.
Sure she would.
Your wife wouldn't let you.
Put it on the wall. One of those, I don't know if it's a swordfish or a marlin.
It's a marlin that you're thinking of.
But isn't that kind of in the swordfish family?
They're
They got a long thing on their nose.
I'm glad you said nose.
I'm just saying. Marlin, swordfish, they got to be in the same family.
Sure.
They have to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're fish.
Yeah.
They're fish. Baseball season starts on Thursday. One of the reasons we'll be at Circa Las Vegas. It's going to be a great time. But There are some teams that are already out of it.
Yes, there is.
Joe's team.
I know.
Already out of it.
Not expecting a lot from the Cards this year.
Although the ESPN expectations that they released today, their projections, better than you thought. Let's talk some baseball coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, before we do that, though, I want to tell you that you need to treat yourself. You need to upgrade your water softener to a Connecticut quality water softener. I tell you that because it is the absolute best in the business, and I wouldn't have known until I took the plunge and got a Connecticut. And just you see for yourself how much better it is than anything you have in your house right now. I don't care what it is, unless it's a Connecticut, it is not as good as a Connecticut quality water softener. They are absolutely the best. They've been serving San Antonio, South and Central Texas for over 50 years. All their products are made right here in the good old US of A. And what I love about it is you don't plug it in. Doesn't run on electricity, runs on that kinetic energy. I don't know how it works. All I know is it works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You always have soft water ready to go. And right now, for a limited time, the fine folks at Connecticut, well, they're sweetening the deal a little bit. For a limited time, you're going to receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install right there at your kitchen sink. It is that clean water right there at your kitchen sink. No need to buy bottled water anymore. You've got it right there. They're also going to give you $400 trade-in of your old water softener. And how about this free money? Yep, 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. That's a heck of a deal. It's not going to last long. A deal that good can't. So call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country. The number to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. That's exactly what I did. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home evaluation. That's Orchard.com.
Imagine waking up in the morning to ocean views on Matagorda Bay. I know that you can. Minutes from world-class fishing. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. Don't miss this one-day event this Saturday, March 29th, where you can get 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access for just $49.9. That is correct, just $49.9. John Lopez here, and I host the Texas Saltwater Fishing Podcast, Bite Me. If you love the Texas coast like I do, you're going to love this gated community. With a resort-style pool and cabana, boat slips and launch, boat and RV storage, paved roads, on and on it goes, underground utilities, and so much more. It all happens this Saturday, March 29th. So call for your private tour, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Ask about the grand opening day specials and the helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Get your piece of coastal paradise.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So, what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATS.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Baseball season starts Thursday.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, right? It's already baseball season. Where the month of March is like a blip. Boop. It's gone.
Gone.
Just about gone.
Gone.
So we got opening day of baseball coming up, Sweet 16 around. All of that's going to be a great weekend for sports fans.
It is. I mean, and this weekend is always incredible. The Final Four is always a blast. First round of the tournament has the excitement, but I think the best basketball gets played Sweet 16 round and going into the Elite Eight, because you've got good teams playing good teams all the way through, right? You don't get the 16 against one and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then you've got the start of baseball season. And let's face it, some fan bases know their season is over. And the reality is...
Wait a minute, before the season begins?
Yeah. You know your season's over.
No, I have no.
You know your season's over.
No. See, that's the beauty of baseball.
Is it?
Yeah. You know what these young guys can do. Cardinals in a rebuild, and who knows?
All right. Sure. If you're a White Sox fan, you know your season is over.
Mm-hmm.
But for most of us, don't you just feel like you're hoping to get there because the Dodgers and the amount of money they have spent and the roster that they have, doesn't it just feel like it's the Dodgers and everybody else?
Yeah.
Which sucks unless you're a Dodger fan. ESPN today put out an article, and it's kind of comical because they're ranking all the teams by tiers. Tier 1, the almighty Dodgers.
Jeez.
Although projected to go 102-60. 97% chance of getting to the playoffs, 28% chance of World Series. They are the only one in Tier 1. They've got a tier to themselves. Tier 2, the biggest threats. You got the Braves, the Phillies, the Mets. Don't they all play in the same division? Then the Diamondbacks. Then Baltimore. The Yankees. And at number 8, Tier 3, they could be contenders. At number 8, you've got the Texas Rangers. They could be contenders. I'm not really sure, right? You think about the run that they had and what they've done since. I think they're going to be really good, but I don't know that I look at Texas as a legit contender to start this season, although ESPN projects them to go 87-75, 61% chance of playoff odds, 5.2% chance at the World Series.
Well, what I love about Major League Baseball is the season is extremely long, and a lot of things can happen. Now, with the Dodgers' point of view, they could lose about half their team, and they're still loaded. So, I mean, that's just the way they are. They're deep. They got a lot of players that can play. So we'll leave the Dodgers out of it. But you look at a team like the Rangers, even the Astros, or anybody that is in one of these lower tiers, you get hot. Some of these young players that you're not expecting a lot from get hot, start playing good ball, and you just never know. There's always – it's just like the NFL. There's always one or two surprise teams that come up and start playing and surprise the hell out of everybody and make the playoffs.
But over 162 games, you might have a great May, June, but eventually you're there. The Astros are at number 11 and still in the category, same with the Texas Rangers, that the Tier 3 could be contenders. What I find interesting, and this is what ESPN writes, a projected record of 89-73, 68.7% chance of playoff odds, 5.4% World Series odds. What they're asking is the Astros' dynastic run indeed over. The fact that Jose Altuve is the only player left from Houston's first championship in 2017. Last year was the first time since 2016 that Houston didn't at least make it to the ALCS. There's still some talent there with Jordan and, Framber and what they have, but I don't know that I would even put the Astros as serious contenders. I think they're kind of like the Rangers. They're going to be really good, but do I expect them to even be a serious World Series contender? No. Maybe a playoff team? Maybe, because somebody's got to win the West, but I don't think it'll be Seattle. So you look at it, although Seattle and projected lower than both Texas and Houston, but I really like what Seattle has done and continues to do.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Baseball's always I'm a big baseball guy. I know you are as well. So I enjoy the Major League Baseball season. And I want to see, because, look, I don't care where you're ranked in all of this thing. You can talk about it. And I've looked at the Cardinals specifically, and you're saying, well, it doesn't look that great. But, you just never know, and you got to have some op. It's like being a Cowboys fan, Minix.
No, it's not like
it's a Super Bowl or bust. This is our year. You just never know.
It's not. I'm trying to find where your Cardinals are. Let's see, Tier 4, if everything breaks their way, they've got Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we're not there.
Minnesota, Detroit,
you go to that down a little further.
I'm still scrolling. My finger's getting tired. Toronto, Cincinnati, San Francisco. Tier 5, we're saying there's a chance.
Yes.
Oakland at 23. Well, actually, it doesn't even say Oakland. It just says Athletics because they don't play in Oakland. Pittsburgh. Oh, they're St. Louis at 25.
25.
How many teams are there? 30?
I don't know how many teams there are.
There's 30.
No, but they're saying we're going to finish 500.
81-81.
You know what? With the way the outlook is, I'd be perfectly happy with that. They got rid of Paul Goldschmidt. He's gone. Nolan Arenado, another big slugger. They're going to be trying to trade him all year.
Yeah, they will.
But they've got it's a rebuild for St. Louis. That's basically what it is. And so, yeah, if they finish 500 or thereabouts, I'm not going to be too unhappy about that.
So you're saying there's a chance at what? A 500 season is your goal?
No, there's a chance to look. The National League Central, where they play, is not exactly the creme de la creme. Okay, so it's kind of it's one of those that you could win. I mean, honestly, it just by kind of falling into it. An 81-81 record, I mean, you're going to be still close. So I think they're going to be in the chase the entire season. It's a matter of how far back will they be, and I think Milwaukee's still the tops there. Maybe Pittsburgh after that, and then come the Cards.
I mean, the good news is the Cubs are off to an 0-2 start.
Yeah, well, they suck. And if the Cardinals finish above the Cubs, success.
So that's all you care about.
That's all I give a damn about because I hate the Cubs. They're the evil. They're just evil.
The Cubs.
The Cubs. They're evil.
Are evil.
Evil. Terrible team. I don't even know how you play for them. I mean, if you're a big league ball player, you say the Cubs.
Yeah, money's good. Chicago's not bad. Although the Chicago White Sox projected to finish 54-108.
The White Sox.
The White Sox.
Oh,
you almost
and
wonder,
they play in a bad neighborhood too.
Why?
To boot.
Why even try? Good seats always available. Miami at 63 and 99, but only one team. Well, I take that back. Colorado 57 and 105. So, 2 teams expected to lose more than 100 games.
That's too bad. I mean, Astro fans felt that, and then they rebuilt and had a little bit of a dynasty there. So it happens. Yeah, you got to rebuild and hope some of these young players progress and do what you hope they do. So.
Now, your optimistic outlook on your Cardinals.
Uh-huh.
The only time I've ever actually heard you be glass half full and, suckage is okay to be about 500. It's because this one hits close to home. But when you're talking to your family that are diehard, how are they feeling about the Cardinal season?
Maggie's all of Maggie's family is up there. Her aunts, uncles, cousins. Well, the youngest cousin, his name is Tim. That he yells and screams at the Cardinals and what they do. They are diehard Cardinal fans.
And what would he say? What was his name? Is Tim?
Tim.
What would Tim say to you if you said, "Dude, if they're 500, I'd be celebrating"?
I think he would be too. I'm gonna call him. I may call him tonight and find out what he thinks. But I think as a realistic Cardinal fan this year, if they're hovering around 500 at the end of the season, to me that's a success, and then we can start looking forward.
All right, since you compare everything to Cowboy fans, when have you ever met a realistic Cardinal fan?
Well, you just did, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Well, at least I can admit when my team is not expected to be good this year, as opposed to Cowboy fans that are every single year. It's like they've signed every reject on the planet, but yet, oh man, look what they've done. They've improved. They're going.
And nobody says that except non-Cowboy fans.
No, everybody says that.
Nobody says that except non-Cowboy fans like you.
Here we go.
Here we go.
It's our year.
Here we go.
Going to be fun. It's the beauty of a season, even a football season, where things fall right. Cowboys could even win the NFC East. It's possible. Not likely, but it's possible. Cardinals could win their division. It's possible.
And
not
that's
likely.
And what about winning the World Series?
I'm not with the Dodgers. The Dodgers have already bought the title. Are you kidding me? Nobody's going to beat the Dodgers.
You're just going to be happy with your NL Central shirt?
Dude, nobody is going to beat the Dodgers. And if anybody thinks, if you're a fan of any other team and you realistically think you're going to win the World Series, stop.
All right, we're going to be at Circa Las Vegas Wednesday night. You go up to the sports book there at Circa.
Uh-huh.
You're not going to make any money betting the Dodgers.
No.
So if there is one team you're going to throw away $100 on or $20 on, a bet to win the World Series where you're making money, which of the teams are you looking at that you think, all right, this is worth $20 in a slip to hang on my fridge for 6 months?
Well, I'd have to look in the American League probably and figure out the Dodgers' opponent. Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, and just hope that they have a chance. I don't think it's the Yankees. I don't think the Yankees are going to be good enough. So I don't know. I'll have to study that and see what American League team. No, I despise the American League, but I'll have to see what American League team I think
despise the American League.
It's just such a weenie league.
Such a weenie league.
It really is.
And why do you say that?
Well, they forced the designated hitter on us in the National League, which is ridiculous.
It is.
Totally. So that's a big part of it. I could be a manager in the American League. There's nothing to do. There's no chances or any league for that matter.
Well, that's it.
Used to be at least there was some strategy in the National League.
Not anymore.
No more.
Not anymore. It's all analytics now.
It's ridiculous.
And I say that I am much more of an NL guy, but when the Astros moved to the AL, I had to become an AL guy.
No, they couldn't beat the Cards in the National League, so that was their problem.
Is that why they moved?
That's exactly
why they moved. It's all you got, man. Hang on to it. Hang on to it, my friend.
That ball's still sailing.
Uh-huh.
Ask Brad Lidge.
Uh-huh. This should be interesting. Hey, Gabe, you're on the Blitz.
Hey, Gabe, are the Cowboys?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today?
Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl, right?
Well, you make fun of me because I'm so optimistic, but you kind of sounded like me with the Cowboys, with you with the Cardinals right now. I'm just gonna say.
No.
That's his fandom versus your fandom.
But I'm with you. I'm with you, Joe. So I agree with you that, like, right now, this time of year, if your team is projected to suck, you still have a little bit of optimism. You never know. But I also, with Minix, you have to be realistic, and they're just not a great team. My father-in-law's a big St. Louis Cardinals fan, like you, so I kind of follow them a little bit. But I would have to say, be optimistic, but don't be let down if they don't, make a big splash this season. Like the Astros. The Astros are going to win the American League West.
You know what? They might. They might. It's possible.
It is possible.
I think it comes down to them in Texas when you just look at it from the outside right now.
I don't discount the Mariners in there, and that's what makes me nervous about this year. And quite honestly, and I've watched part of one Astros spring training game, but watching Altuve in the outfield, that looks
weird.
That doesn't look like it's going to go well. And I am not one to make fun of short guys, but there's no way he's climbing up the wall and making a catch, right? That just isn't going to happen. But watching him in the outfield and some of the highlights I've seen, I don't know if that's the best move for the Houston Astros.
I'm not sure it is either, although Altuve's a ball player and he could probably play anywhere. I just now I'm not familiar with who's at second base.
I got to look.
Yeah, I have to look too. So it must be somebody pretty good.
But at the same time, I'm just like, yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. Stuck some NFL coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission, sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. As for your AC, now is the time to get it tuned up and ready to go for the hot summer months, making sure it is ready. Preventative maintenance can save you a lot of money later. And right now, Quartermoon is running a special on their pre-summer AC inspections. It's $58.99. They'll come out and inspect your capacitor, your indoor coil, outdoor coil, filter, and make sure all your temperature levels are set properly. So call Quartermoon, 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or go online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the pros were in Austin. How did Quinn Ewers look?
And the Spurs were in Detroit. Did they try to win? We'll talk about that and more. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Bring spring to your door with Target Circle 360. Get all you need for Easter hosting, spring get-togethers, and more with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. From Easter basket goodies to fresh florals, getting everything the same day is easy. Open the Target app and bring the magic of the season to your door with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. Visit target.com/circle or the Target app for more details. Subscription required. Same-day delivery is subject to terms. Applies to orders over $35.
The Gomez Law Firm is one of the most trusted names in personal injury law across the state of Texas. We have Jose here with the Gomez Law Firm to share what makes working with your firm different than others in the area.
We pride ourselves as being an open line of communications. We don't have an automated service. You're not going to ever dial our phone number and get some robot on the other line. You're always going to get a person 24/7. Our principal office is here in San Antonio. Mr. Gomez was born and raised here, practicing law here in San Antonio in his community for 50 years. There are not many attorneys that can say that.
Thank you to the Gomez Law Firm for continuing to fight for our community. The Gomez Law Firm is San Antonio.
If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm.
Visit joegomezlaw.com. That's joegomezlaw.com for one of the most trusted names in personal injury.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414. 800-895-1414.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Try Round Table Pizza's new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza. And don't forget to pair it with our irresistible shareables, mozzarella sticks, jalapeno poppers, or golden potato wedges. The perfect bite to complement your meal. Find the nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by England and sponsored by Ancira.com and PPL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. Swing it!
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You just heard Big Voice Guy there. We're a couple of weeks away from our Golf Classic coming up April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be a blast.
Get your foursome together.
Looking forward to it. I haven't got an update this week, so I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
It can't be a bad sign. We're getting close.
Well, I was talking about for somebody that's not in yet and that is waiting. Could be a bad sign for you.
It could be. Stop waiting. In fact, dude I was talking to today, he's really good. He's like, Yeah, nobody's invited me yet. I'm like, what do you mean nobody's invited you yet? She's like, it's scramble season for me. Everybody calls me when they need that A player, the ringer guy.
Ah.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Apparently, you said he's played in ours before. And he's not signed up yet. I was like, better get signed up, but somebody will invite me. I said, dude, you're rolling the dice, man.
You are.
Rolling the dice.
All right. Don't think that way.
Get signed
Get in
up.
there, yeah.
sasportstar.com. Don't be that guy that says, I got my group together, but you guys are sold out. Are you sure there's not room for me? Don't be that guy. Get signed up. And looking ahead, the weather's going to be great. We're getting all the bad weather out of the way this week.
It's going to be bad later?
If you're not paying attention.
I have not.
More hail on the way.
Really?
Yeah, this Thursday, Friday, which is far better than next weekend when we've got the Final Four in the Valero Texas Open.
No kidding.
Thursday, Friday could suck.
It could, so you probably should go to Vegas with us.
You probably should go to Vegas with us. Still time for you to do that.
Yeah.
Man, I worry about hail, which is always a worry. I think James Pledger's just given up. His car looks like crap right now. When's the last time you washed that thing?
Right before it rained.
Dude, is that like bird poop on there?
No, it's pollen from the tree that I parked under, which saved me from hail. So,
all the crap on your car saved you from hail the other night, huh? That's what I was going to say. You should probably go wash your car to ensure we get the rain on Thursday and Friday, which is perfect because my car will be in the garage while we're in Las Vegas.
Yes, so will mine.
Yes. Your car does look like crap. You need to clean that up.
Oh, I'm aware. I cleaned it over the weekend, but
do it again. You didn't clean your car over the weekend.
Well, see, I saw that leaving yesterday. I was like, dang, those grackles got Pledge.
Oh, Pledge is like almost giving up.
I don't blame him. He's Pledge, you know. He's got other things to do.
Like what?
Well, obviously not wash the car. He's got to have something else to do.
No. Well, what bothered me is I washed my car on Sunday, and I guess all the dust that's going around. I mean, you walk out and your car's just dusty. You get one of those rags and dust your car so it looks better. But Pledge, man, it looks like he's got leaves and stuff glued to his car. I've never seen his car look this bad.
That happened to me once. I parked we were at Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
I parked it under one of those trees.
Oh.
Came out, it was covered in bird poo. And that stuff doesn't come off easy.
Well, like you would know.
Well, it doesn't because I ran it through the wash and didn't come off. Had to take the little brush and scrub it.
Oh, you had to actually work for it.
Use some elbow grease.
Yeah.
Little elbow, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that sticky poo. Those crackles.
Crackles now.
The crackles.
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 Yeah, it's
whatever the hell they are. They're nasty.
Bird expert Joe Reinagel.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Explain to me what is a crackle.
A crackle it's like a crow, isn't it? Isn't a crackle or grackle, whatever the hell it's like a crow, isn't it? It's kind of like a crow, and they all assemble together, and they fly in packs and poop all over everything.
I thought Crackle was the mascot for the Rice Krispies with Snap and Pop.
Yeah, it could be.
There's that.
I don't know
you
what
get
I don't know what he
in your
poos.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Or your knees when you're getting up off the couch.
Yeah, well, that's
those are crackles.
All right, so it's grackles. What is it, a grackle?
Grackles.
Everybody knew what the hell I was talking about.
I'm no bird expert. Although, what is the deal with people and their birds? I'm going to go down a rabbit hole here.
Uh-huh.
There must be something new that's made its way, and it really questions me and my age, because these are friends that are about my age. But these new bird things, bird feeders with cameras on them.
Oh, my gosh.
And people are sharing videos of the random birds that are showing up to eat at their feeders. And it's driving me nuts. Because I've got multiple friends that have these, and they're posting these bird pictures and the videos of birds eating on Facebook. And I don't get it. It's not a hobby of mine by any stretch.
You're not fascinated by that?
No. And if you're into that, don't post it. That's keep that personal, because that just tells me you're damn old.
See, just watching that little bird put the little thing in his little beak, and He probably has to get some water to soften it up, and there's the whole ecological thing going on here.
Ecological.
Yes. The whole thing's going on here.
Ecological.
Yes.
Ecological. Did you learn that at Alice or at Texas State?
Who knows? Same thing.
That had to have been Alice.
So it's not ecological?
Ecological.
Oh, what the hell? I'm from Texas, dude.
Ecological.
It's ecological.
If you have one of those bird things, awesome, man. I'm happy for you. And some of the birds do look amazing up close. It's crazy. But nobody wants to see that on their Facebook feed.
Now, people may want to see that. You may be in the minority here.
Share that in a bird watching group.
Do they have bird watching groups?
I'm sure there are.
I'm sure there are, too.
I mean, I know there's people that don't give a damn what I had for dinner either, but, we all like barbecue pictures. But
you don't have a camera in your face while you're chewing, do you?
No, but apparently that's become a TikTok trend, is some of these food influencers are eating and just chewing and crunching. And those videos go viral.
See, that drives me nuts. You talk about nails on a chalkboard, man.
Yeah.
Somebody smacking.
Well, it depends on what they're smacking.
No, I don't care what they're smacking.
What do you mean?
It sounds like crap.
Crackling?
Chew with their mouth
Are they
open.
crackling?
Yeah, they could be.
In the ecosystem or ecological system or whatever the hell you tried to say?
Dude,
I mean, you screwed up that word so much, I can't even repeat it.
Ecological.
Ecological.
Yes.
Yes.
And how would you say it? Ecological?
Well, it's the part of the ecosystem.
Whatever. It's
so
ecological.
it would be ecological.
You knew exactly what I was talking about, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, you did.
Not really.
Yeah, you did.
Not really.
You knew exactly what I was talking about.
Spurs just released Steph Castle is available for tomorrow night's game against Detroit.
It's tonight's game.
Or tonight's game.
Yeah, so he was, I think, questionable yesterday.
Yeah. He's available.
Well,
Spurs just tweeted that.
Why not sit him?
I
mean, let him get well. I don't know, because Detroit's playing good basketball, so this is going to be a tough one for the Spurs anyway. I like that Detroit team. I don't think they're good enough to win, but I like them. I like the way they play.
It's kind of like your Cardinals, man. You're saying there's a chance.
Well, yeah, the way they've been playing, I think there is a chance. And last time I checked, and now this was before the news of Castle not playing or available to play, Detroit was a 10.5-point favorite.
Is that all?
Is that all?
Is that all?
That's a lot.
Yeah. Have you watched the Spurs?
So, yeah.
Okay.
They've won 3 in a row.
Against really bad teams.
Horrible teams.
The record against good teams, not so much.
They're only 3 games out of that play-in spot. I'm going to laugh my face off.
Yeah.
If the Spurs make the play-in.
See, you say that.
I'm going to laugh.
You will laugh, and then you will bitch.
No, I'm going to laugh.
They couldn't even lose the right way.
I'm going to laugh. But they've already proven they can lose the right way. You got Wemby. So they've proven that. I want them to win every one now. Win out.
You want them to win out?
Win out.
Why do you hate the Spurs?
Let's get in the play-in.
For what?
Why not?
Why?
Experience, Minix.
Dude, I mean, you get another draft pick. Maybe it's a lottery pick. Maybe it's in the top 3. Maybe it's number 1. And then you look at the other NBA news today where the NBA informed teams that it intends to the salary cap to increase 10% for next season.
Wow.
Growth in the salary cap next season is the maximum allowed and aligns with projections the NBA sent teams last June. In a memo sent to teams, the league said the salary cap is projected to be $154.6. Luxury tax projected to be $187.9 million.
Wow. All right. They're making money, that's for sure.
They are making money, and the Spurs are going to have plenty of money to go spend in free agency or use said draft capital to go make some trades and stop all this losing crap. And I think if we didn't skip steps, we got to be at the top of the ladder now to start winning next year.
Can we outlaw that on this show?
What?
Skipping steps?
No.
Why?
Because your head explodes every time you hear it.
I can't stand that phrase. We can't skip steps. I don't even know what the hell that means. Is there a step diagram for teams as they're building? You got to take this step and then that one, and this step and then that one, and this.
Well, it's kind of like pounding the rock. I mean, the first hit doesn't break the rock up.
Well, I tell you what, the Spurs, if they've been pounding that rock, it's a hard rock.
It's a boulder.
I'm telling you.
It's a boulder.
Because they haven't cracked anything lately.
Don't skip steps.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
I think I'm going to go over to Sammy's Embroidery.
Yeah?
And get you a T-shirt made.
Says don't skip steps?
Don't skip steps.
Well, don't be cheap about it then. Give me a damn good shirt.
They're all good shirts over at Sammy's
I'm just saying,
Embroidery.
but I want a good expensive one.
Well, a good expensive one or a good shirt?
I want a good expensive one.
You want a nice T-shirt, or do you want me to put don't skip steps on a nice polo?
I don't know. I wonder how that'd look.
Depends on how we draw up the logo.
Huh.
Well, Sammy could help with that, too.
He could.
Huh. You need your logo on anything. You need any kind of shirt made. Get over to Sammy's Embroidery in Printing. You're a business owner, a manager, a club leader. You got a knucklehead partner that needs a T-shirt that says don't skip steps. Sam will get you taken care of. You need T-shirts, screen printed, polos, fishing shirts. He's got his entire spring line on display right now in his showroom. We could even put it on a hat because Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, the Katie caps, Nike Cap America. Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, no order too big. All items do come with the warranty. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line, touchdown Vegas, what a wild finish!
Your home for the NFL.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business?
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Rock's Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rock's the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rock's has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rock's know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer. Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access from $49.9. That's right, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens this Saturday. 1 day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at just $49.9. Call now to secure your private tour this Saturday. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for event day specials and our helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. Get your piece of this coastal paradise. 210-853-0389.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Coming up at the top of the next hour, the Incarnate Word Cardinals are going to face off against Illinois State. Semifinals of the College Basketball Invitational. The winner will punch their ticket to the finals against either Florida Gulf Coast or Cleveland State. Good luck to the Cards. Spurs back in action tonight. They're taking on Detroit. In Detroit, Spurs have won 3 in a row. They're just 3 games out of that play-in tournament. And Sean Miller officially introduced as the head basketball coach at Texas.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along here on the radio, on YouTube. In fact, on YouTube, says right now on the radio side, somebody's phone call is playing. What's the conversation? I have no idea.
Yeah, I want to know what it is.
I don't know. What are they talking about?
Wow. I don't know. It's not me, so I hope it's juicy. Nice and juicy.
Huh?
Juicy. Hey, honey.
Whoa.
I'll bring home pizza and a box full of wine.
On Taco Tuesday?
Well, that's daddy.
And you're going to go box of wine?
Box of... I'm not. I'm just saying that could be. That's an example of what that phone call could be.
Yeah, pizza and a box of wine.
Sure. Or McDonald's. A long time ago.
Here we go.
Long time ago. They used to have party lines, right?
Yeah,
Back when they actually had phones in houses.
Phones were attached to
the wall.
Yeah.
A cord.
It's crazy.
It was nuts. And every now and then, you'd hear a party line. You'd hear somebody else talking. So as a kid, that was kind of cool. You'd listen in on that conversation.
It was always my fear that my mom or dad would be listening in on the phone calls, or somebody else's mom and dad would be listening in on the phone call.
Dude, the coolest thing that ever happened as a kid was got my own phone in my room with my own phone number. It was great.
Dude.
I know.
You had that?
I did.
Wow.
I could sit in my room and talk to anybody I wanted, say whatever I wanted.
Did you have a cordless phone?
No, it was a cord. I don't think they had cordless phones back then.
Rotary?
Did you ever make prank phone calls as a kid?
Of course.
used to call the cab to the house across the street. Hey, Seymour Wiener. tell them, hey, look, I'm going to be in the back, so you're gonna have to honk when you get here.
You did that?
Then I'd sit in my window and I could look out there.
How many cab drivers were in Alice, Texas?
Well, not many. So you couldn't do it very often. But it was funny. You call the bowling alley, ask them if they had 16-pound balls.
Did you?
They said, yeah. Isn't it hard to walk?
You did that in old Alice, Texas, huh?
Yeah. It was fun, man. I mean, those are oldies but goodies, right? Yeah. You never did that? Or Prince Albert in the can?
No. You can't prank call anybody anymore.
Not anymore, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. There's caller ID. There's cell phones.
Yeah, back then you didn't have that, though.
I was, as a girl dad, one of the things that technology robbed me of was one of the greatest fears that all, teenage boys had back in our day, when you would call some girl's house and her dad would answer the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, or you would just hang up, right?
Yeah, you could do that.
You would just hang up and they wouldn't know.
Right.
But if they answered the phone, you had to have the stones to ask if she was there. We never got that opportunity because of cell phones. I didn't have that. Your daughters were.
No, they had cell phones then. They had cell
all
phones.
5, yeah.
Yeah, well, not all 5. No, not until later. But what I loved was when they came to the house. Dude, I loved that. That was fun. Did you do that?
What?
People come to pick up Erica?
Oh yeah, dude, that was always
that
fun.
was a blast.
Gun by the door.
Absolutely, and a shovel.
I didn't have the shovel.
Well, I had the shovel. They'd have to come out on the back patio where I was, so I had the shotgun out there.
Wait a minute, you had to come to the back, so you didn't answer the front door?
No.
So they would answer the front door and say, "You got to come meet my dad. He's out on the patio."
My dad's out there. I'd have a cold beer in front of me and shotgun and a shovel.
Really?
Yeah. That was a scary dude.
Our engineer here is telling me that Mario Martinez is full of poop.
Ah, okay. All right.
There's no phone calls playing on the radio feed. You made the engineer go outside, listen in his truck, go to another radio just to double check, come in, checking everything. He's scrambling. And then he comes in here and he just sends me a text. He is full of a bad word.
Well, he might have been in the middle of a tight solitaire game with Shelton.
I mean,
he interrupted him.
It's possible.
Right? Yeah.
He probably plays words with friends. Or he's back there working on his guitar game.
Yeah.
We still don't have our equipment for tomorrow's show.
That's not his fault. That's Shelton's fault.
No, but if they're in a group solitaire game, it is his fault because Shelton did say he was going to bring the equipment to us Tuesday.
He did say that
because he's busy on Wednesday, and we still don't have it.
And he was actually off yesterday.
Wow.
I don't know what's happening.
Hey, Pledge, will you answer the phones? Because I think Mario's calling in to call BS on Halen. We might have to get Halen because we have caller ID. You can't prank us. We're going to get to the bottom of this.
All right, here we go.
We're going to figure this out. We've got a listener versus the engineer live here on the Blitz.
Dude, that sounds like a good contest. Listener versus the engineer.
Pledge, tell me when he's ready. All right. Hey, Mario, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, so it might have been just my radio in the truck, but the guy on the phone call, he was talking about this MFer, no call, no show, and then I switched the channel, switched back, and then he was like, oh, I was just trying to get with you. So I don't know what the hell was going on.
And you were hearing that on the radio. That wasn't some guy talking to you?
No, that was on the radio.
That was on the radio.
Okay.
Well, I know our engineers all listen. They didn't hear any of that. So our engineer says you're full of it. And the other engineer, Greg Shelton, told me check your office, Jack. Because apparently the equipment's in the office.
There you go. So, hey, Mario, I believe you. I believe you. I wish I'd get a phone call like that.
As long as I've been listening to you guys, I've never heard any interference with any of the radio stations and a cell phone.
It's kind of crazy when you hear that. And I'll be completely honest with you, Mario. I'm glad you said something because you wrote it. I texted the engineers, and I took a picture of the chat and sent it to the engineers because we actually aren't listening to the radio feed. We get what's called a program feed.
Right.
So if there's something weird on the radio, we wouldn't know. So we appreciate it when you guys bring that to our attention.
And Mario, it's always great to make Shelton
and Halen
work. Get up and come in here and check out things. So it's good. You did good.
So he wasn't smiling?
No, he had to get up.
Halen smiles.
I mean,
Shelton's the one who never smiles.
Never.
But Halen, if he's all right for a domer.
I mean, he's always smiling, but he was cussing you out on my text messages. And I don't know if because, he actually had to do something or because, he didn't hear it.
Yeah.
But you're the only one that claims to have heard it. So maybe it was something with your truck. Maybe it was your phone.
Maybe.
All right, Mario.
No, it wasn't my phone. I wasn't talking.
That's what you think. That's what you think, because most of the time, Mario, appreciate the call and you checking in and always listening. Because that's one thing when you get a phone call in your car now and your radio's not on. So if you're hearing something.
That's true. Because a
might
lot
have been his phone.
Comes through there. Yeah. Well, that's good. It was that was fun. Good to hear from Mario. Halen.
The defense.
Yeah.
Dude, it was.
I'm telling you.
Tell me I'm full of.
Yeah, these guys take that serious when we have people telling us the signal's out.
Something ain't right. Yeah, they got to go to work.
I'm telling you.
Appreciate Greg Shelton putting the equipment in the office.
I didn't see him at all.
And letting us know that was done.
Did he do that?
Well, that's what it says. But, I mean, he might be scrambling to throw it in there now knowing that we can't check for, a while.
I can check.
Yeah?
Right now.
Yeah. You could. Final Four Fan Fest and Final Four weekend next weekend here in San Antonio. We've got a pair of tickets to give away to the Final Four Fan Fest presented by Capital One. Let's give those away right now to caller number 12. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 12, you win a pair of tickets to the Final Four Fan Fest, which is next weekend here in San Antonio. Of course, this weekend, we're on to the Sweet 16 round and, of course, opening day of Major League Baseball, just 2 days away for both of those great events. And for baseball fans, now is the time to take a swing at making picks on all your favorite players with Underdog because baseball is officially back. Make opening day and every other game day more exciting with Underdog. Play the Pick'em game. It's a lot of fun where all you have to do is go and pick higher or lower on player stats. Home runs, hits, strikeouts, you name it. Create your entries. You could even do basketball and baseball and play with as little as $1, and you could win up to $1,000 with turning $1 into $1,000 with your baseball knowledge. Millions of fans have won billions on Underdog, including me. You can do the same. Download the Underdog app. Sign up using my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code STAR. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is heading to Vegas, and you're coming with us. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas for Mega March, March 27th through the 30th. Catch baseball's opening day and all the hoops action at the world's largest sports book. Then take the party to Stadium Swing with 6 pools and a massive 143-foot screen. Book now at CircaLasVegas.com with promo code BLITZ and join us at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, sun, spirits, and a sure bet for an unforgettable time.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing, and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414. 800-895-1414.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit IFFhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Always fun to talk with Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. She joins us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And I know the conversation is going to go towards Micah Parsons, but you've got an article, Shireen, at ProFootball.com right now. The headline, Micah Parsons on DeMarcus Lawrence's criticism. Questioning my commitment is ridiculous and outrageous. I'd rather be talking about a contract than the drama, but the drama always sells in Dallas, and Jerry knows about it. It was kind of interesting, but Micah's comments are I got to think I side with Micah on this, or on his side of things.
Yeah, I mean, he's produced. What more do you want the guy to do? He's been a gamer since he's been there. He's had double-digit sacks, Pro Bowler. He's been an All-Pro, Defensive Player of the Year candidate. You know, he's done everything that you've wanted him to do on the field. I know people are sitting there going, well, I'd like to see him have done a little more in the postseason. Okay, I agree with you, but he hasn't gotten that many opportunities either. So I just think he's a guy that you build around and you count on, and I think they can count on him. I think he's shown that. So he's right. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. That's not his deal. I don't know, would people rather players be out drinking and smoking and staying out till 3 a.m. partying? Or would they rather him be doing podcasts in his spare time? These guys don't do football 24/7, 365. Nobody does a job like that. This is a job for them. And so to think these players aren't out doing stuff in their free time is ridiculous. They need a release just like anybody else needs a release, a mental break from football. And that's his mental break. That's what he enjoys doing. So I have no problem with this podcast. I have no problem with him being on social media. That's what kids do these days. That's what they like doing. That is their mental release. So, yeah, I'm with you. I side with Micah on this. I don't see any problem with him doing what he's doing.
You know, Shireen, but it begs the question, did DeMarcus and Micah not get along? Did you ever suspect that? Or did they weren't friends, obviously?
No, but I think there were some rumblings of that from what I've heard since all this went down, but I think it's very obvious now. They made it very clear that they didn't get along. There was no camaraderie there between the teammates. So, it is what it is, and now DeMarcus is gone, and now it's Micah's team. As he said, he has a chance to be a leader without anyone looking over his shoulder and questioning who the real leader of the defense is. And so, I think long-term this is probably good for the Cowboys. There's a reason they let DeMarcus Lawrence go. As much as they enjoyed DeMarcus Lawrence and like what they did for him, I think it was time for him to go and go somewhere else and get a first start somewhere else. And the Cowboys can now be Micah Parsons' defense. There's no question who the leader of this defense is now.
Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk here on The Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. That said, my only issue with Micah and his podcast or some of the things that he tweets is self-accountability. I think last year he got better at it and didn't seemingly always throw teammates under the bus. But I think 2 years ago when he first started doing it, it was everybody else's fault but his. Can a leader of the defense also tweet the way he does and do the podcast?
Well, there have been, this is the second instance when a teammate, or now a former teammate, has called him out. Malik Hooker did the same thing, questioning the podcast more than really the tweets that he had. But, if they have a problem with it in the locker room, then I think the Cowboys will have a problem with it, and the Cowboys will address that. But, yeah, I agree with you. You don't call teammates out in public. And I did think he got better at that, and he'll learn. And, he's very opinionated, and he's not shy about delivering his opinions publicly. And there's some of that you just can't do. You can address it privately, and I think that's what a leader does. A leader addresses those things privately, but he does address them. And I think Micah can do that. He's still young. He's still very young, 4 years in the NFL, going into his fifth year. Been a very good player, has a bright future in front of him. You can always become better at everything, and I think you can become better at leadership and the way you lead, and I think he's done that and will continue to do that.
Shireen, you had an article last week about Micah Parsons, and I think the quote was, if I were to make $40 million a year, I'd be the happiest man alive, or something to that effect. Why do you think this hasn't gotten done? I mean, Jamar Chase is signed. It seems like everybody that was ahead of Micah has been taken care of. Is it just a matter now that Jerry there's no hurry to get it done? I can't I don't know what to think.
I don't know. It can be done as we've written, as Mike Florio's written. It can be done very, very quickly. I mean, there's nothing to it. Like, you have Jamar Chase's deal in front of you. The new money average is $40.25 million per year. So Michael's going to get somewhere around $40.5 million per year annually in new money. The new money average, and then he has his fifth-year option for this year, however you calculate all that. But it's a deal that can be done very, very quickly. You do this deal in one day. Get in there, boom, it's done. So which side doesn't want the deal done right now? I don't know. Are they both waiting? Is one waiting for something? You have to have two people to do it, and it's a very simple deal to do it. So they can do it anytime they want to do it. But in my opinion, if they have a problem, we've all heard, the Cowboys have a problem with him not showing up for voluntary workouts over the last couple of years. If you have a problem with that, you get the deal done now. And in part of that deal is you're coming to voluntary workouts. This is the way it's going to be. You're going to work out here. So if they want that done, then they need to get this deal done. And they're coming up quick. I mean, we're a couple weeks away from the voluntary workout starting. So they need to get this deal done if that's what they want him to do, to show up to voluntary. He's not showing up, and he shouldn't show up. You don't risk injury. Don't show up until you have the new contract. He is not going to be there until he has a new contract. So if that's right before the start of the season, like CeeDee Lamb, and you're waiting that long, then it's going to be right before the start of the season. But he's not going to be there until he gets a new deal. I can guarantee that.
Reports late this afternoon that Trey Hendrickson not going to get traded by the Bengals, that they are fully prepared to negotiate a new deal with him. Now, I don't think Trey is at the same financial level as Micah, but how much do you think if Trey Hendricks gets a new deal before Micah, that impacts the negotiations that Micah and David Mulligetta have already started with the Cowboys?
Zero. I mean, they let outside teams do their work for them. They said, Go talk to other teams, see what your market is. And it's obvious he didn't get the price that he wanted or thought he was going to get. And so now there's no trade. Now we're hearing, well, the reason there's no trade is teams weren't willing to give up the contract that he wanted and the cost of what it took to trade for him. He's not getting Micah Parsons money. He's not getting, based on his age, he's not getting $40.5 million per year new money average. He's just not. So it's not going to affect that at all. So they're not waiting on Trey Hendrickson at all. It has nothing to do with Micah Parsons. Again, if they want to get this deal done, they can do it in one day.
Well, Shireen, let me ask you, because Dak Prescott still really doesn't have a backup quarterback, somebody to back him up. Yeah. There's reports out there that the Cowboys are linked to the Patriots for Joe Milton. I've seen everything. The Patriots want a third-round draft choice for this guy, which I think is outrageous. Do you think they'll go that route, or do you think they'll take a chance and draft somebody to be Dak's backup?
I hope they're not giving up a third-round draft pick. I don't mind if they give up a third-day draft pick, but I hope they're not giving up a third-round draft pick. That's too much for Joe Milton. It was too much for Trey Lance. They got nothing out of Trey Lance for giving up a fourth-round draft pick. So you certainly shouldn't give up a third-round draft pick for somebody that you hope never sees the field. As Trey Lance didn't see the field until that last game. So, if you lose your starting quarterback, they lose Dak Prescott again. It is what it is. They're not going to have a winning record. Your season's probably lost. You're not getting anybody as good as Cooper Rush. So why are you spending draft picks and money on a player you hope never sees the field? That makes no sense to me. I would go use a third-day draft pick, or if you really like Joe Milton, go give up a third-day draft pick to get Joe Milton. But one way or the other, it's a third-day draft pick that you're either using to get Joe Milton in a trade or that you're using on a rookie quarterback. But either way, that's what I'm doing. I'm not spending a high pick on a quarterback. I'm not doing any of that. Dak Prescott's your quarterback. If he gets hurt again, you're not going to have a winning season.
Is this when Stephen Jones said selectively aggressive? I interpreted that as he's going to be cheap. The idea, you look at all the one-year deals, low risk. Most of them are inexpensive. They're cheap. That's selectively aggressive. Not paying Cooper Rush, who is a game-ready backup quarterback. And if they trade for a Joe Milton, who's $970,000 this year, is this a byproduct of being selectively aggressive or cheap?
Yeah, I guess so, because they obviously didn't want to keep. Well, they wanted to keep Cooper Rush, but not at the price it was going to take to keep him, and so they are where they are now in the backup quarterback position. So, yeah, I think selectively aggressive means we're going to go sign a few more guys than we did last year. We didn't spend enough, but at the same time, we're not going to overspend on players, and they haven't done that. So I think selectively aggressive probably was the right term for what they've done this offseason. I think it fits dead on. So, yeah, Cooper Rush was a very good backup quarterback in the NFL, will continue to be a very good backup quarterback in the NFL. He can win games for you in the short term, but the Cowboys didn't want to pay to keep him. And I understand that. Like, again, Dak went out. They didn't have a winning record with Cooper Rush last year when Dak went out. So why are you paying a backup quarterback all that money? I guess it'd be different if you were the Chiefs or the Eagles and you felt like you had the entire team to win, even if your quarterback went down. So you want to have a backup quarterback that can come in and step in, like we saw Nick Foles do a few years ago for the Eagles. If you have that type of team, the Cowboys don't have that type of team that they can withstand a loss to Dak Prescott. If they lose Dak Prescott, their season is over anyway. So why do you spend money, again, on a position that you hope the guy never sees the field, and if he does, your season's over anyway?
All right, Sharina, then I'll ask you this question. With Dak Prescott going in, 4 years left on his current deal, when do you think is the right time for the Cowboys to draft that so-called replacement? Is it 2 years from now, or do you start now?
I think if you find the guy that you really like, that you think can be your next quarterback, you do it in whatever draft that is, whether it's this year or next year or the year after. But, yeah, I think at least within 2 years, I think you've got to start thinking about that. What are we going to do if, we can't sign Dak Prescott? What do we do if Dak Prescott gets hurt? What do we – all those things, career-ending injury, whatever it is. I think, at his age, you've got to start thinking about the future. If he has another injury, then maybe it's sooner than later to do that. But I think if there's a draft there or a player there, if they really like Joe Milton, like they like Trey Lance, and, they like Trey Lance. They thought Trey Lance could play. It turns out he couldn't, and he didn't, and he's not, and he's still a free agent for a reason. But if you like a guy, it doesn't hurt to take a flyer. Now, I didn't like the fourth-round draft pick, of course, that they spent. I thought that was too much. But what I'm saying is if you really like Joe Milton, then go spend a third-day pick on him and see if he is that guy that can be your future quarterback. But whoever that is, in whatever draft it is, or if it's a guy that you can go trade for, I'm not opposed to doing that to see if you can land a guy like a Tony Romo, an undrafted free agent, or like a Dak Prescott, a fourth-round draft pick who you hit on. They've been very good at hitting on their last two quarterbacks. So do it if you find a guy you like.
Well, and also you look at, if you make a trade for a guy, you have a little better idea of what he is versus a rookie, I suppose, and he's got a year in the NFL. But, we're a month away from the NFL draft. Would be a month from now is day 2 of the draft. So, a month from today, we're talking about who they took with that first-round pick. What position group, not necessarily player, but are you thinking running back, receiver, lineman? What's your gut telling you a month out that the Cowboys will do?
Well, I think they should go best player available, but I would prefer that it not be a running back, that it be a receiver, an offensive lineman, maybe a linebacker, edge rusher, but I would tend to lean toward the receiver. I think you still need a number 2 receiver. I would tend to lean toward the receiver, and if that's not there, then an offensive lineman. It's a good offensive line draft, and some of those linemen are going to be there. when the Cowboys draft. That's probably the two positions I would look at more than any others. And again, it's a great running back draft. There's 30 running backs with draftable grades. You can get a good running back in the second or third round, fourth round. I wouldn't wait too long. I still think they need a starting running back. And if they think those two running backs, Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams, are going to be their starting running backs, I think it's a mistake, just like they made the mistake last year. I think you need a young running back. If you have a young running back, a rookie running back, that you draft second, third, fourth round to pair with those two, I think you've really upgraded that position and you really have something. But take that running back in the second, third round, maybe the fourth round. I wouldn't wait too long after I don't even know if they have the fourth round pick, but I wouldn't wait too long to take that running back to get him, because you want one of those guys that you can hit on that can be, Bucky Irving was very good. He was fourth round draft pick last year. He was very good for the Buccaneers, and we saw some other guys who did very well, who were third and fourth round picks. So, yeah, but I would not take a running. I don't think Ashton Gindy's going to be there, but even if he is, I prefer that they wait to get the running back.
I totally agree with that.
Yep.
Every time I hear Bucky Irving, because I so thought the Cowboys were going to get him last year, and they didn't. Dalvin Cook instead. Crazy. Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. Follow her on Twitter at NFL Shireen. Read her at ProFootballTalk.com. Appreciate it, Shireen. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Shireen Williams on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. We'll talk some Spurs and NBA coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the pros were in Austin. How did Quinn Ewers look?
And the Spurs were in Detroit. Did they try to win? We'll talk about that and more. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
It's Truck Month at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on 2025 Silverado 1500s and $10,000 off MSRP on Silverado heavy duties. Buy a new 2025 Equinox posted at $24,999 or $40,999 for a new Traverse. Plus 2 years of no-charge oil changes and car washes. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
Rox Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rox the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rox has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rox know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit roxdiscountvitamins.com.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body?
Huh?
That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself anymore, testosterone therapy or TRT may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. With over a decade of TRT experience, book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Golf tournament coming up less than 3 weeks away.
Wow.
Brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. SASportsStar.com is where you want to go to get signed up for the golf tournament.
It's going to be fun. You got to get there. Yeah, get in there. Just do it. You know you're going to. So if you haven't done it, just do it. Get it done.
You know, it's always strange. You know, when you get down there, you got a couple foursomes left to sell, and you're like, why aren't these moving? And people are like, I got to see the weather. I got to move some things around on the calendar. Just move things on your calendar.
Yeah, it's easy enough to do. You got 3 weeks to do it. And look, if the weather's bad, who cares? You sit there and drink. Right? I mean, so either way, it's a win-win.
Did you say weather's bad? Weather's not going to be bad.
It's not going to be, but I mean, for those people that might say that, There's still going to be a lot of booze out there. There's going to be a lot of beer out there. There's going to be a lot of food out there. There's going to be all kinds of stuff, and nobody's going to melt. You can play.
Melt?
Yes.
Somebody's going to melt?
Well, you see the Wizard of Oz do when they threw water on her and the witch melted?
I think white belts prevent melting.
Well, absolutely. White belts are a superpower.
Are they now?
Yes. So anybody that's coming out, you should go invest in a white belt.
Oh, is that what it is?
You should.
Yes.
Make you feel better.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Make you feel better.
It will.
Go from there. White belts.
Wow.
Superpowers.
Uh-huh. Superpowers.
The superpowers.
I'm telling you. Good stuff.
Superpowers.
I'll have mine on.
Your white belt.
You know, if y'all want me to be the only superhero in the crowd.
Is that what you call it?
Other than that, you can have your own and join the club.
White belts.
The White Belt Brigade.
Let's do our injury update. Powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at tsaog.com. Dr. Christian Baldin joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Dr. Baldin, you're an expert at all kinds of things. Do you ever wear a white belt during surgery?
No, I do not.
Well, Doc, I'm telling you, you might ought to. I mean, it helps.
I'll have to look into that. I want to see some scientific evidence.
You don't believe in science? Brian Nagel says it's a superpower, and I need my surgeon to have superpowers.
Superpowers.
See, he has superpowers without needing a white belt. Is it true, Doc, that white belts hurt your golf game?
You know, again, I'd plead the fifth on that one. Not sure. I don't really have a good golf game, so maybe I should try it, though.
Well, that's a first, isn't it? I mean, docs are supposed to have a reputation of playing golf all the time. You don't do that, huh?
I got so many kids, I don't have time for golf.
Very cool. Very cool.
Juju Watkins, USC star, ends her season last night, torn ACL in a tournament game last night. And look, at this point, we're all armchair doctors. You see something like that, you see the reaction, you see her get carried off, and you're hoping it's not serious. Like when Cooper Flagg turned his ankle, we didn't, I mean, they're going to have to cut it off. Cooper was fine. Juju not. Torn ACL, which is devastating, especially considering the WNBA draft that is coming up, and that's obviously going to affect that season. But when you watch an injury like that, when you saw the highlights or if you were watching it live, do you immediately think, yep, that's a torn ACL?
Yeah, when you see it shift a little bit like it did, certainly that is the concern that everybody has. And you know, this happens quite a bit, unfortunately, and I think we've seen so many of these over the years that immediately when I saw that, I was concerned that she had torn her ACL, which she unfortunately did.
Boy, I tell you what, it was a horrible thing to watch. It sure was. Speaking of that, see the Cowboys defensive back Trayvon Diggs says he's on track to play week 1. Now, he had surgery, Doc, back in January. 8 months was the timetable for him to recover. Do you see that as a realistic thing?
Well, you know, I don't know the exact details of his surgery besides that it was some type of cartilage transfer procedure. It's a couple of different options that you have going into it. So 8 months is fairly quick to come back from, but not unheard of by any means. So if he's looking good, that's all positive news from the Cowboys for sure.
You know, is there something in your DNA that would allow you to recover quickly? Because his brother, Stephon Diggs, also claims to be ahead of schedule on his ACL rehab.
Well, I don't know if there's anything in particular in the DNA. Some people do tend to just heal quicker than others. But, you know, you still have to allow Mother Nature to take its course. And it takes a long time to come back from these injuries. But, again, these professional athletes have everything at their disposal. You know, they have a nutritionist, they have personal trainers, they have athletic trainers that are working and tending to them all day long. So they have everything, you know, going for them in regards to making a quick comeback.
Now, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Doc, but it was a chondral tissue graft. is what he had. Same knee, though, that he as the ACL that he tore back in 2023. Does that make any difference?
Yeah, it just, it's more trauma for that knee. He probably had a little bit of an injury to that area. Went back when he had his ACL tear, and it became worse over last season and injured worse, and that's why they had to do the surgery for it. But yeah, it's a tough recovery, and that's good news that they're saying he's on schedule or maybe even ahead of schedule.
In some breaking news, Russell Wilson just signed with the New York Giants, knowing they don't have an offensive line, and he's going to be running for his life and probably take a lot of hits. What should he be doing in the offseason to prepare for the injuries he's about to incur while playing behind that Giants offensive line?
Well, I think he just has to do what he's done, their whole careers, is just be ready to play, ensure that their body is in as good a shape as they can, and trust the system and hope that they don't end up with any significant injuries. I think you can't play scared, because then you're going to run into trouble.
Doc, you're not a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, are you?
No, sir. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Well, it's a good thing, because now with this news, it would really, the bum Aaron Rodgers is most likely going to sign with Pittsburgh. So,
yeah, we'll see how that journey goes. We'll see if it turns out any different than it did in New York.
I'm just, the Cowboy fan in me that hates the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let them have that drama, if that ultimately is what happens there. Not a orthopedic type of injury, but have you been reading about this Mookie Betts stomach illness? They can't really figure out what's going on, but he went from 175 to 157. All his tests apparently are clean, but he's having trouble eating. They're not really sure what is going on with him, and I think a lot of people would like to lose weight, but not that way.
Yeah, anytime you have, unexplained weight loss, that certainly raises a lot of red flags in the medical community. So, I'm sure he's going to undergo significantly more testing and hopefully come to, an idea of what's going on. Unexplained weight loss can be a number of things, and unfortunately, most of them are not necessarily good. So hopefully they can figure this out and get an answer for him pretty quickly.
Appreciate it. Dr. Christian Baldwin, always appreciate the knowledge and insight. Our golf tournament's coming up April 14th. You should take the day off and come hack it up with us out there at the Golf Club of Texas.
I would have to bring plenty of balls if I was going to do that, because I tend to lose quite a few.
Well, you can play with Jason, because he brings
nothing
plenty.
Wrong with that. That's fine. Yes, that's. I don't look for them. If they go over yonder, I'm just dropping another one. Let's go. That's why I like playing in scrambles.
Yeah, me too. My only goal every time I play is I have to try to beat my oldest son. So, it's getting harder and harder.
See, my goal is how many beers are we going to drink before the turn?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good one, too.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it. Dr. Christian Baldwin with the injury update, powered up by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at tsaog.com. Dr. Baldwin and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Interesting news, though, that Russell Wilson now signing a one-year deal with the New York Giants really only leaves one place for Aaron Rodgers, unless, and there has been talk, there's still that Brock Purdy thing hanging out there. He wants $60 million. I'm not sure the 49ers are going to want to pay him that.
Again, crazy things could happen, but all signs do point to Aaron Rodgers wearing yellow pants again. What I find more interesting is Russell Wilson gets a one-year deal worth up to $21 million, 10.5 guaranteed, according to Diana Rossini and The Athletic. And so trying to figure out the number for Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career. You would think it would be more than that, but if he had an offer from the Giants and he has an offer from Pittsburgh, if those reports are true, clearly the Giants' offer is now gone, but you wonder if Aaron Rodgers is in a similar type of range.
Well, who knows? And what's Pittsburgh going to be willing to pay? Are they going to pay that much or even more than that? Just showing, remember the Giants signed Jameis Winston also.
Yep.
So they've got him in the fold there as well, an $8 million deal.
And your DeVito guy.
Yeah, Danny DeVito's there still. So they're set at quarterback, at least from their perspective anyway.
Oh, they got a full room. I don't know if they're set.
I don't know if Aaron Rodgers wants to play at Pittsburgh. I just get the feeling that maybe he doesn't want to play there. I don't know why he hasn't signed with them. If they've made an offer and if it's somewhere in his range and all of that, so I don't understand why he hasn't. What is he waiting for? Or is it just the fact that he's got a huge head and just likes all the publicity?
All of that. Now, Pledge says, what does that mean for Shedeur? I don't think it changes the Giants' draft plans whatsoever, other than maybe Shedeur gets the red shirt his rookie year. No pressure for him to come in and start right away. And you learn from a guy like Russell Wilson, which wouldn't be a bad teacher.
And Jameis, too, by the way.
And Jameis, too. DeVito might be the odd man out there, which, again.
Doesn't he have a pizza named after him?
I don't know. He did something at a pizza place. I mean, you got a drink named after you.
Hey, I'll take the DeVito.
Not quite the highest of honors.
I think it's
you want a
great
DeVito
honor.
and a Rhine-Egel Stiffy.
A Rhine-Egel Stiffy and a DeVito pie.
We've got some NBA basketball coming up next. Golden State and Miami. Jimmy Butler makes his return to Miami. Listen to it next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Taking you home with the